Okay, so the broadcast is going. Channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels, Rime of the Frostmaiden. All right, so this windswept plains thing that seemed so great for Blizzard a second ago is now having running water in it. But that's fine. And the horse step, the jingle bells and everything too. All right, let's.
That time of year.
Yes, I'm gonna try switching to Icebound Town. We'll see. But who? Well, I'm Christiana Ellis. I am the dungeon master, and we have our players tonight. Lee Burdett as Iggy. She is muted. David Archambault as Wilfred Cole.
Hello.
Jason Banks as Rowan Gregor.
What's going on?
Paul Weimer as Aule.
Salve.
And Nobilis Reed as Marcher Northwind.
Yes.
So, who would like to refresh our memories about what happened last time?
You know, we thought it was gonna be okay,
Okay.
but it turned out to not be as okay as we thought it was going to be when we came face to face with a ghostly apparition that laid us low, or at least most of us.
Yes, near TPK, friends. Near TPK, thanks to that Banshee.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Indeed.
To include my mother.
To include your mother,
But
yes.
but we did prevail and nobody died.
In
Permanently.
the end, nobody died. We fought the Banshee. We fought the evil druid.
Yep.
We found things we couldn't really interact with. We tried to make a mummy friend.
Well, no, we did. We just had a long argument over what we
Yeah,
should
we
do
did
with it.
make a mummy friend. And sadly, the mummy friend did not come with us in a trench coat.
Maybe a
But-
future episode.
But we did get some information about a magic mirror that answers questions on the what's it? Is that full moon?
Full moon.
Full moon.
Full moon, because we were
Right.
on the new moon and we couldn't get it. Yeah, it has to work on the full moon.
So that means we're gonna have to come pay this place a visit when the moon changes.
If for no other reason than to get our mummy friend and have him join us at some point.
Yes, but in doing so, by defeating the evil druid and the banshee, we kind of made our notch on the list of people the Ice Maiden doesn't like go up a bit, and so
Yes.
we're back home, and there's a very noisy blizzard outside that doesn't feel like the normal noisy blizzard,
Mm-hmm.
because we also kind of sort of, took a little bit of food to feed our snowy owlbear.
Yes. Well, the night of
of
the
a
new
little.
moon is a particularly cold and dark one, and it is the night that is reserved by all of 10 towns for offerings to the Frost Maiden. And these are not, please, Frost Maiden, grant me a bountiful harvest. This is, please, I offer you what I can, and I hope that in exchange you will not cause my family to freeze to death in the night. But the blizzard blowing in is not a good sign. I will say that having arrived back at Rowan's mother's house, you are accompanied, of course, by Fiona Gregor, Rowan's mother. Your new friend with berries, who is an awakened berry bush that had been brought to sentience by the evil frost druid. You also have Marcher's pet owlbear, Lilla. And I have made an NPC version of Lilla that you will be able to control the token of now.
Oh yay!
Yeah. But you are all have returned to the house. You are kind of bundled up. I will say that you would have been able to get a short rest. And so I'm going to urge you to go ahead and do what you feel like you need to for that short rest, because you're not getting a long one right now.
Okay, so question.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get my little pink buddy back.
Mm-hmm.
The Pact of the Chain says that I have the Find Familiar spell, which requires 10 GP of charcoal and herbs, incense and herbs that must be consumed by fire in a brass brazier.
Mm-hmm.
Are we hand waving that, or do I actually need to go and purchase that?
What I'm going to suggest is that you don't need to follow the strict material requirements that the spell, like, by default requires, because you have your own sort of specific warlock version of it. You do need to prepare ritual components, though, that would involve some herbs and incense and that sort of thing. But you know what those are, and you had heard mention of that Fiona was drying some herbs in Rowan's old room. So I think if you asked about them, you would find that you have the materials at hand. You can't always count on having them at hand unless you are proactive this next time, but you do find that you have what you need here.
Okay. Does she have enough to give me enough to have extra on hand so that I can have
She has
those?
enough to do it once.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
But you know that in the area, since we have to come back here, if she can find them, that means that they do grow in this area. So you could get some on one of our other visits.
Grow.
Alrighty.
Can be found, possibly.
Yeah. So awesome. I will pay her for those, and so during the short rest, pretty much the only thing I can do is resurrect Piccolo, or at least summon him back.
Yep.
Okay, Wilfred is back up to full.
I can only imagine how we look as adventurers. Like, we have Dragonborn, a Goliath, we have a warlock with a purple dragony friend, and now we have a bush that talks. And eventually we'll have a mummy. I'm still on the side of mummy.
Mummy.
If we walk down the street, if we walk down the street anywhere except a place where you have to go bundled up to your like somebody who's all bundled up, we'd be walking down the street and there goes an adventuring party. I mean,
and if we were walking down a street in Waterdeep, we wouldn't look that out of place.
No.
Yeah.
I just suddenly had, the seeker's in me, you're getting real well known. Yeah, the bad guys know.
We still had our 3 kobolds.
I get frostbound. Snowbound, I guess, probably is the more common term. Anyway, what does your ritual look like when you're resummoning Piccolo?
Light a fire, throw the herbs in. Hey, yo, get back here!
create bonfire, feed the herbs and stuff into the fire to create it. So now we've got this nice fragrant atmosphere to relax in for a little while, and just say, Piccolo, I need you to come back. I'm sorry that happened. I will definitely take care to make sure that it does not happen again.
So, I think that as you are performing this ritual to do this, there's a moment where you find that you have made psychic contact with Piccolo across the plains and are drawing drawing him back to you, you find that there's a moment just before you're able to summon him back through into the material plane where you feel the will of your sword temporarily halt the progress and just say, there's a problem that needs to be dealt with. I trust that that will be done soon. And then the ritual is allowed to complete. So, and Piccolo appears, but there's definitely, I think, a sense in your mind, I don't think anyone else would have noticed, of realizing that there's just an expression of like, I can stop this from happening if I want.
Well, see, that was why I was polite. Manners make the world go round.
Right. But I will also make that distinct in the sense that Piccolo has his own will that is separate from that.
Yeah.
All right. The so whatever everyone else had been, I think, just sort of, you know, you just had a long day. You had kind of a fight. I think you're just doing, this rest, listening to the blizzard blow outside, and as you have been back for an hour or so, and the weather's bad outside, and you were starting to just feel like, gosh, maybe, time to turn in. Pretty exhausted, right? It's probably close to midnight, and hearing the blizzard outside. But then, the more perceptive among you hear what sounds like a howl that is not the wind, rising above the whistling and rattling of the house, subject to blizzard winds, and you realize there's something else there. And then the howl is joined by a second. There's more of them, they're closer. And you also hear a noise that likewise carries above the wind, but almost seems a bit more like some sort of a horn or a trumpet playing over the air. And I think that Rowan and Marcher can both make nature checks. Actually, anyone who is proficient in nature can make a nature check.
Okay, well, it ain't me.
Okay. I'll let you make the check anyway.
Okay.
17.
Okay. You...
18, wow, okay.
Well, yeah, I think both of you recognize that what you're hearing is the trumpet of a mammoth.
Oh, wow.
So, by the way, in that hour, would I happen to have time to prepare for poison arrows?
So I think that you would have, yes, sure. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm just trying to I'm trying to think in from a character perspective. If you're getting ready for bed, is that what you're doing? But I guess it makes sense. You can do light activity during a short rest. That's fine.
So, what was that?
Well, it's hard to hear because the wind is up.
It is a mammoth and wolves. Possibly, I would expect to be white wolves. The
I
kind
just hope
that,
there's something riding those mammoths.
yes, so I don't think this town is going to have an easy time defending itself against this kind of thing. I think we'd better get out there and have a look.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea, because
So
that's
better get your furs back on.
puts away the little Twiggy, the Lumen's tiny hut Twiggy was considering, and gets his clothes on and
Oh, I was muted.
shield, hammer.
Iggy, can you cast a light on my shield, please? I think we're gonna need it.
Yep.
light on the shield.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who else wants light?
I'll put light on my staff the way I normally do.
Sure,
Yep.
sure. I think probably Fiona requests that as well.
Okay.
Your so as you crack open the door, and the wind just whips in, bringing drifts of snow already. It's difficult to even hold the door from just slamming open against the wind, but you do hear the howling and the trumpeting more distinctly now that you're directly within the wind, but it is very cold. The blowing snow has reduced visibility to no more than 30 feet, even if your light spell or dark vision would normally allow you to see farther than that. It's just, it's obscured because of the blowing snow. The wind is also so strong that you really have to almost shout to be overheard at all. In fact, actually, let me go ahead and just read you the specific blizzard mechanical rule changes, and I'll have this handy if anyone needs to refer to it, but a blizzard's howling wind limits hearing to a range of 100 feet, imposes disadvantage on ranged weapon attack rolls, as opposed to ranged spell attack rolls. It also imposes disadvantage on perception checks that rely on hearing. It extinguishes open flames, disperses fog, erases tracks in the snow, and makes flying by non-magical means nearly impossible. A creature falls at the end of its turn if it is flying by non-magical means and can't hover. And I believe that includes Piccolo. I don't think he can hover, or does it say he can?
Okay. Well, I think Piccolo's going to stay with me for.
So sure, but yeah. So what I just mean though is that if he needs to fly, he can fly on a turn, but he just has to land at his end, at the end of his movement, or he'll fall.
Okay.
Visibility in a blizzard is reduced to 30 feet. Creatures without goggles or other eye protection have disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight due to blowing snow. I think that I can imagine you guys having, if you want to say you have goggles, we can say
Yeah,
goggles.
at least for my character, we explicitly made it part of the see invisible spell. So.
Right. Yeah, so I will allow that you guys have goggles. But any creature that is concentrating on a spell in the blizzard must succeed on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw at the end of its turn, or lose concentration, unless you're sheltered against the elements. And then, of course, there's also getting lost, but we're not going to deal with that just here in town. All right, so that's what you're going out into. But another thing that you notice is that the white of the blowing snow is partially illuminated in strange, surreal greens and blues as you realize that the aurora of the Frostmaiden's curse is in the sky over your heads as we speak, and
infusing the storm.
Exactly.
Cinematically, that sounds cool. My character is terrified, however.
All right. So, you're all standing in the doorway looking out at that.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Wolford's gonna kind of, put up his shield, kind of, hopefully to kind of push against the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm gonna cast False Life at first level.
Okay.
And
Yeah. I'm gonna cast magic weapon.
Okay. Is that concentration? I think it is.
Let's see. Hold on.
If it's not, then fine. But I might let me know.
And it's also got a fairly low duration.
Yeah. You might want to wait to do that until you see
Oh,
an
wow.
enemy.
It lasts an hour.
Oh, lasts an
Oh,
hour.
okay.
Okay. And is it concentration or no?
I think it's abjuration. Hold on one second.
It is concentration, yes.
Okay. So, just as a heads up, if you want to cast that, you're going to have to make a Constitution saving throw every round while you're in the wind, because
Okay.
the storm is trying to make you lose concentration.
So could I cast it before I go out into the wind, but I'd still have to make it once I go out?
Yeah, I mean, because being in the wind is what makes you have to make the check. So, what I would suggest, though, is just that you can wait until you see an enemy or something, or just feel like you're closer to needing it. I mean, up to you, but otherwise you're going to be needing to make a bunch of checks as you make your way looking for wherever this is.
Okay, then I'll use, instead of that, then I'll do aid. And I'll do it
Okay.
on Iggy, my mom, and Ale.
Okay, and that's 5 extra hit points?
Yep, 5 temporary hit points, and
No.
no, I'm sorry, it's 5 hit points, and it increases your maximum hit points by 5.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very strange mechanic. I'm not complaining, but it's
yeah,
a
we
strange
talked about that a little bit last time. It's like
Yeah.
the only spell that works that way instead of using temporary hit points. But that's fine. So,
I have a
okay.
healthy eyesight.
So, as you are, preparing yourself, where are you planning to look? What's the plan here?
I think we need to find that mammoth first of all. If we can possibly try and locate it by the sound, then we should go in that direction.
I
Do
don't
you
think
wait?
they're in-
Oh, go ahead.
Can I make another perception check to see if I can hear what direction it's coming from?
Yes, go ahead and make another perception check. I mean, everybody who's trying to hear it this way can make a check.
And that's at disadvantage.
Correct, because of the blizzard.
15.
Would I still face the disadvantage because the Arctic is my favorite terrain?
I don't think that affects this particular this property.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's hard to know entirely where it's coming from with any like detailed specificity. You get the sense that it's coming from approximately, southwest of you, somewhere along the coast of the lake, but the wind is so powerful that it feels like it really could play tricks on you from that perspective.
All right. I think it's coming from the area around the lake. Let's go that way and see what we can find.
Center of the town. I agree.
So,
Okay.
We'll have to be careful. The main road of the town meets in the middle that we'll have to go past. So if they've split into two, they could come from both of those directions.
and
Understood.
and I will get Lilla out of the woodshed in the back.
Sure.
How's
Alright.
Lola reacting?
Yeah, Lila is looking a little bit like, you want to go
What
out
are
in
we
this
doing?
storm? I don't know about that. That doesn't seem very smart to me, but okay. I mean, I guess I trust you. You know what you're doing, so.
I just kind of get really close. It's like, mammoth meat!
Make an animal handling check.
12.
Okay. Yeah. He's coming. Like I think you don't feel like you've landed that particular bit of information, but they would rather stay where you're going than
Yeah.
stay behind in the shed. So you're making your way along the coast. You're kind of sticking close enough to where the buildings are that, as you pass each one, you can kind of see that it's intact. Most of these buildings have very, significant shutters on the windows because of this exact sort of reason, but you do see, light bleeding from inside in a couple of places. But as you're making your way along, you do hear the howls again, and as you're getting closer to the Lucky Lyre, which, as you may recall, is a tavern You hear the howl again, and then you hear the trumpet, but the trumpet seems to transition into a voice, and you think it might even be speaking common, but you can't quite make it out yet. It's still too muffled by the wind.
That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, you are still about 130 feet from the Lucky Liar. Changing anything about your approach, or just still?
I think
Still.
And
Yeah.
no information.
approach carefully.
I'll let since we're not tracking anything, we're just going off sound. Then I'm going to take a position in the back of the formation so I have a better line of sight on the field. Plus,
Okay.
those guys are meteor, full of teeth.
We'll go ahead and
Some of us are frontline fighters, and some of us are
Shield.
not.
and
Alright.
shield forward.
All right, so let me bring us over to the map that I made. You should all be in the bottom right corner of this map. And you should have, if I have set this up correctly, you should all have your light spells on you, but limited
Okay.
to 30 feet.
Everything's fine except I can't control Lilla.
Oh,
can't grab
really?
Lilla.
Hang on. Lilla should be in your control. Let me confirm that. Oh, yeah, in your journal, but not, edited and controlled by. Should have it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I do.
All right, so you're all down in this corner, and I think you guys can see just those little bits, those little bits of light in the
Yep.
center of the map. Do you see those?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so what I would say is in the darkness and the blowing snow, you do see a little bit of a glow from that direction, indicating that is, the lights that would be at that tavern. And so you know where the building is from that perspective. And as you're getting closer and closer here, you hear this same voice that has a bit of a strange basso and yet slightly nasal quality of the adventurers known as the Seekers must be turned over or else this town will be buried in snow.
I think we have some fans.
Of course.
All right, let's get over there.
All right, I'm going to have you actually all go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
Aha. Don't have to worry about.
Should all be on the tracker already. Let's see. I'll roll for Fiona.
That worked out really well.
Yeah, Iggy's fast off the mark.
Okay, Lilla's initiative didn't get onto her tracker there, so I'll
Okay.
put that on. There we go.
All right.
And where is
was
the
that?
blow? Is 8.
My goodness. I want your decks.
All right. Everybody got it on there?
Yep,
Yep.
I got mine.
Okay. Iggy, you are up first. You heard the voice coming from mostly north, a little bit west.
Okay.
You get the feeling that it would be northeast of the building.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'm going to. Let's see. How's our walking speed for this?
This is in an area where the roads are cleared because it's a town, and you're more or less on like the coast of the lake, so it's not difficult terrain on this, like the road part and the path that would lead directly to the building, but it would be difficult terrain otherwise. if that makes any sense. I guess
Okay.
I can. You guys don't really see enough. So I would say if you continue to head like straight north from where you are, like to stay east of this big tree, for example, that's not
Yeah.
difficult terrain. And then when you get up to where you're directly east of the building, there's a path to the building that would be not difficult terrain, but outside of
Okay.
that it would be as the snow's drifted up higher.
Okay, that's as far as I can get on normal movement speed, and I can't see anything. And I'm okay with that. I'll ask Piccolo to come join me on his turn.
Okay.
And I'm going to save an action to cast Eldritch Blast at anyone who tries to attack me.
Great. If you want, I will allow Piccolo to just be like riding your shoulder and then move with you on your movement if you want.
That
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yep. Okay. You hear from the direction, of where the voice was, and another one a little bit to the south of that. You hear two more of these howls, and those howls actually also there's the howl, but you realize that the howl is not just a howl. That there's words expressed in that howl too. It's like Auril, goddess of the frost, but it's all kind of into this. The howl is kind of merging in and out of the words.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it's Fiona's turn. She says, if this was normal prey, I would say we split up and try to flank them, but I think we might better stick together. And so she's gonna 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of come up.
Who is the hunted and who's the hunter is not yet decided.
You're allowed to do what you want on your own turn. Rowan, it is your turn.
Then I am going to do something I haven't done in a while. I'm going to throw out one of my little fluffy balls from my bag of tricks.
Woohoo!
Surprise!
Nice.
All right. Which one?
Show us your fluffy balls.
Yes!
8. So that's the giant elk, right?
Oh yeah!
All right.
Clutch 8 there, Jason.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have better rolls today.
Or he could have just blown it all right there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, I don't think he'd have a problem with that.
Okay.
What? Not really, because I'm looking at this thing's stats. My goodness.
All right. Hang on. I'm just checking to make sure I have the right token for it.
Nice.
Remind me how the. Hang on. I can look it up myself.
They last until dawn, or until their hit points. Till their hit points are taken out.
And so the creature is friendly. It acts on your turn. You use a bonus action to say what it should do.
Yes.
And then you got a giant elk, which, hang on, I put an elk there, which, let me make sure if there's a different token for giant elk.
Giant elk token be absolutely terrifying.
Giant. Oh,
So,
You've not been in an actual open area where it can come up. So like I've been not.
Oh,
doing
yeah.
it, but like,
so this is not the elk. This is the elk.
Holy
Oh wow!
Listeners, it's a 2x3 token.
Well,
3 by
3 by
3
3.
by 3. Yeah.
3x3.
Oh, 3x3 token. It is huge.
It is huge. By
Literally.
definitionally huge. Yes. Is that about where you would have thrown it, or would it be somewhere else?
yes, I would have thrown it to that. Yes, right there, because
Okay.
there's no other spaces.
All right, hang on.
I'm glad I got out of the way.
Yeah, because you don't directly control it, I'll keep the motion on it, and let's see, that should be. Let's see, it's 14 AC, and there we go. All right,
How many hit points does it have?
42.
42.
E2, yeah.
Good
Well,
answer.
that's the answer.
42 points of
Jinx.
meat shield. Yes.
Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
it's
Okay, so that's your action to use the bag of tricks, right?
Yep.
All right, great. So anything else? Movement or
No,
bonus
I'm gonna
action to
stay-
tell it to do something?
I'll tell it to stay with me until we see enemies that we need to attack.
Okay. I
Let it rushing out.
Okay. I have an idea, and I hesitate to mention it myself but I will say you feel like you could convince it to let you ride it.
Oh my! You have to.
No, yeah, that's
to.
perfect.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Yes.
I mean, that's so Lord of the Rings Hobbit
Yeah.
movie imagery there.
Especially since you suck at hand to hand.
Yeah.
do.
Well, and now bear in mind too, though, that this thing is like 12 feet tall at the shoulder.
So you need to climb a little.
Yeah.
It would definitely be a thing I'd have to do next turn.
Yeah. Well, so
Yes.
for example, if you told
Told it to kneel down.
use your
Told it
bonus
to
action
kneel
this
down,
time to
yeah.
kneel down.
And then
yeah.
your move action, you get on top. You get on it.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
You know what? Why not?
Do it. Embrace the awesomeness.
Doo-doo.
Yes.
All right.
Rule of cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's, I can just imagine that like it's big enough that Rowan is like standing at the back, on the neck, kind of just holding on, and his head is just barely going over the.
So I think you summon this elk. You see it grow out of this tiny little fuzzy ball that you pulled out of this bag. This enormous creature looks at you, and you see connection there with it. You ask it to kneel, and it does, and you climb on board, and then as it's starting to stand, you hear your mom go, "What the f-?"
Can't escape your mom.
Yeah.
It's funny, right? So the description in D&D Beyond says the majestic giant elk is rare to the point that its appearance is often taken as a foreshadowing of an important event, such as the birth of a king. Legends tell of gods that take the form of giant elk when visiting the material plane. Many cultures therefore believe that to hunt these creatures is to invite divine wrath. So it is wonderful that the dice have summoned this
That's
creature
some
in this moment. as we
serendipitous
incur the
flavor
wrath-
test, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
as
All
we
right.
incur the wrath of a god.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I think that's your turn. Ale.
I've got nothing like that. I'm just going to move ahead. I'm just going to 5, 10, 15,
Yeah, it's kind of
20.
like I had to follow that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just going to go to here and hold an action. If something comes within visible range, I will shoot it with my crossbow. Otherwise, yeah, that's me.
All right. One thing that I'm going to have you realize as you're moving a bit closer is
Yeah.
actually I'll just have you make an intelligence check.
Oh,
I know that's not your best
I-
stat.
I think I'm the dumbest person in the party, So, but I got a 17.
Okay. I am going to flavor this a bit more like a perception skill. But as you've got the light on your shield, right? And you are looking in the direction of this building, you see the light reflecting in a pair of eyes. And you realize that, first of all, let's see, I'll ping that the eyes are about right here.
Okay.
You can't see anything but just the light reflecting in those eyes in the dark. But the thing that makes you realize too, well, and it's barely just through the blowing of the snow, right? But somehow the light in those eyes just seems to penetrate the mundane blowing snow. But you realize, in that moment, I can see the little halos of light around the building. And I'm standing in a big halo of light around my shield.
Yeah. Oh, Ale, never change.
So I'm just going to have you have the opportunity to realize, oh, they can probably see us coming. But did you have any action you wanted to take on your turn?
No, that's. I think that's enough. Thank you.
Well, you're holding your action to.
Yeah, I'm holding my action for the
Right.
the crossbow.
Right.
If something moves within sight range, I will shoot it.
Gotcha.
Not that I expect this to stay ranged for long.
All right. That makes it Piccolo's turn, but Piccolo's just hanging with Iggy right now. Is that right?
Yeah, he's hanging with Iggy until we can figure out something that would be useful for him to do.
Sure. All right, Wilfred.
Okay, Wilfred is going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Join the
And-
party.
See what direction. See the direction that Ale is probably looking kind of,
Point at you, looking and pointing. Yeah.
and then just kind of ready in action to attack anything that comes.
All right, Marcher.
Marcher's going to move 10, 20, 30. And I'm going to take the dodge action.
Okay. All right, Lilith.
Lila is going to move up next to me.
Okay. I think you have. So there's a tree there. I think it's not.
Well, is it?
It's obviously like the branches part is not as wide, but
Oh, the branches are like down to the ground?
No, but I was gonna say, but you've got Lily like right where the trunk would be.
Okay. Well,
So-
okay, then there.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Doesn't do to get too pedantic about these things. All right. That makes it the enemy creature's turn. And
Okay. It looks like it's Iggy's turn.
you are incorrect.
Oh,
No,
okay.
the mammoth rolled a 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there it is. Okay, didn't see it below Lila.
Yeah. So the what you hear is the deeper voice saying, "I smell them. Are they in the light?"
Oh darn.
And at that point, now it's Iggy's turn.
Hey. We are like super bunched up together.
Yeah, that occurred to me.
Um,
But that was a narrow defile to go around the tree, so I think we should spread out.
yeah.
Cones of cold and whatnot are no fun.
Yeah.
But you go first, so you get to define where you want to be, and we can all
Yeah.
float around it.
I'm going to go around the trunk of the tree, and Piccolo and I are going to hide in these bushes.
Okay.
Behind the bushes, underneath the tree. If I'm not standing in the trunk.
All right. So,
Still holding an action until I can see the whites of their eyes.
right.
For fun, I will Eldritch Blast whatever it is that I can see.
Sure. All right. At this point, you hear one of the howling voices say, "Yes, I see prey this way. Follow me." And 50. All right. Just in the edge of your vision, I think some of you
Yeah.
you see an enormous wolf,
I
pure
think
white.
that's in my. I think that's in my vision and in my range to
Yeah.
have my held action go off.
Yes. And so this wolf is much larger than a normal wolf. It is large specifically, and it has these unnaturally blue, ice white, blue white eyes as it emerges out of the blowing snow. But you can go ahead and make your held attack. An 18 does hit.
All right.
All right.
11 points of damage.
All right. So at this point, you do 11 points of damage. 10.
10 points of damage. My
Yeah.
apologies.
All right. So the as your crossbow bolt sinks home, it snarls at you, and then uses the dash action to run up to right here.
Yay!
And so,
I had a held action as well.
Yeah. And then that would probably trigger Iggy's as well.
Yeah. So let's see what Eldritch Blast does. 24.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was 19.
Okay.
All right, and that is a solid 13.
Nice.
Full
Nice.
damage.
Maximum damage.
Yeah.
4 damage.
Okay. And then another 4. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that's a couple of hits. It does not look at all happy with those events, but then from another direction, another one charges out of the snow and attacks the great big snowy owlbear there. Actually, no. That one exhales a blast of freezing wind in a 15-foot cone. Let's see. Hang on. Where should this one be from? It's always a
I'm
little
guessing
unclear
that's
when
a con
it's.
save.
Yeah. So that's gonna be for Lila, Marcher, Wilfred, and Fiona.
Okay.
Boy, am I glad I moved.
Lily gets a 13. I got a 15.
Okay, and then I need to roll for Fiona. Okay, that's a 12. But everybody.
I got a 20.
Okay, yeah. So everybody beats the save, so it'll take half damage. So it was 19 cold damage. So if you beat the save, which everyone did, you would take 9. And of course, if you're resistant to cold, then you would further.
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then and then that's the wolves' turn. Hang on, I have to make Fiona take her damage. Why did I keep closing her character sheet? Okay. She has. Okay. That makes it her turn. She is going to fire her longbow at the one at each of the two wolves, I think.
What effect does the blizzard have on range attack?
Disadvantage. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Ranged weapon attacks, not ranged spell
Yeah.
attacks.
Yes. Oh, you know what? That means that those crossbow attacks should have the crossbow attack should have been a disadvantage if it wasn't. But a 14 still hits, and that against the first one for 7 piercing damage. And then I think she had been lining up a shot against the first one, and then as the second one charged out of the darkness, she sent her second attack against that one. But with an 8, it misses. The wind blows it wide.
He wasn't sharpshooter range, was she?
No.
Sorry, could not resist.
She says, "I don't do that."
Center of mass.
Yeah. But Rowan, it is your turn, and now you are riding a giant elk.
And
Does it have? It doesn't. I hope it has a charge attack of some
if
kind.
if you're going to ride a giant elk into battle, then you need to ride it into battle.
Yeah.
So I would like to, as a bonus action, command my giant elk to move around to the left side.
Sure, like that.
Yep. And to attack the it has a base speed of 60. Can it get to the wolf?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Alright.
that means
So make it, have it do its ram attack.
yep.
Okay, a 13 hits.
It'll have a bonus since it moves more than 20 feet, so that'll be 7 plus whatever that damage. So it's 2d6. Actually, I'm sorry, I rolled the wrong way.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll read
Okay, so a ram attack would normally be 2d6 plus 4, but with the charge, it's an extra 2d6. So roll 4d6 plus 4. Yeah, and then it needs to make a strength saving throw to avoid being knocked prone.
So you said it's 4d6 plus 7?
4d6 plus 4.
Cool.
Yeah. It succeeds on its saving throw, though. All right.
And then it gets what? Is it one attack around, I think?
Yes.
Or is it? Oh, yeah, because it can either do a ram or a hoof attack. Got it.
Right. Okay, but that's 21 points of damage, and it almost knocked it prone, so that's pretty good. So you used your bonus action to make it do that, so you still have an action.
From up here, do I see any other enemies in the area? Or in the
Not
area
within
that I
the
can
range that you can see.
see? Then I will take shots one shot at each of the wolves.
Okay.
And they both have been damaged?
Yes. But it's going to be disadvantage on your attack for each.
So maybe no trick shots.
No, not today. Attack. Oof. So that's an
Okay.
8 for the second one.
Okay, so yeah, the 8 misses. Yeah, don't roll the 2d20 plus 6 like that though, because it's gonna not. Yeah, well, there you go. So another
Yeah.
8.
So I
Yeah,
miss.
the wind is just. I think in this case, we can blame the wind and not the fact that you're getting used to firing from atop a giant elk. You may be a
Especially
little
'cause
excited
the
about
wind,
that.
it's rough up here. It's high up here.
Yeah.
I feel,
Mm-hmm.
for once, I feel like Marcher.
All right, Ale, your turn.
Okay, I will drop my crossbow and pick up my sword and shield and take whacks at the wolf. So attack number 1 is a 26.
Okay.
So I assume that I will hit.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is 9 points of damage.
All right.
Let's try shot number 2. That's an 18.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's 8 points of damage.
All right. That one's starting
Simple.
to look
Simple, straight,
a little
and
look bloodied.
simple, straight, and easy.
How far down would these be from where I'm sitting?
I mean, you're if you're wondering if they would be in like short sword range, I would say yes.
Okay.
I would say you're holding onto a hunk of fur and leaning down a little, but you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, that's Ale's turn.
Yep.
Piccolo, I assume. Did we do your other turn, Iggy? Did we skip you?
Yeah, no. I don't.
think we-
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Like you Eldritch Blast, right?
Well, that was my held action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It should have been. When I went to the wolves, it should have been you first. I'm sorry.
Okay, well that's
Well,
all right.
I wasn't Iggy's action to hold the action for the wolves.
Yeah, but that was
last
from the
round.
Yeah, that
that
was
was the
last
previous round.
Oh wait, hang on. Okay, the wolves only came up in the range on their turn this round, which would have been Iggy before that. So yeah, okay, we did not skip
Yeah.
Iggy. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think
Sorry.
you had.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Sorry, got distracted. There's a lot of entries in the turn tracker this time. Okay.
Yeah.
So Piccolo's
Piccolo's hanging out.
Sure. Wilfred.
Well, right up in my face. Gonna go ahead and do a smack.
All right.
Hammer time.
16
Okay. 16 hits.
for 7 damage.
7 damage and not. I mean, looks like it's saying 5 on the.
No, that was me rolling again twice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. 7.
Yeah, I'm not hooked up to roll 20.
That's fine. That's fine.
And still up, so I'm going to swing again for 22.
Yeah.
And 5 damage.
Okay. Yeah, that one's starting to look pretty hurt. Okay.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and. Actually, I'm gonna see where I am. So.
All right. So that makes it. That was Wilfred's
Marcher?
turn. Yeah. So Marcher's turn.
Marcher will sidle up between Lilla and Wilfred and pulling the staff out of his pack and swinging the brightly lit end, try and whack the wolf on the right.
Okay.
I figure my chances are better with a slightly lower bonus and no disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Ha ha! Critical hit!
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Oh, that
right.
was good.
All right. Let's see how much damage that is.
And since I'm wielding it two-handed, I get a D8 on it.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled an 8.
So that's 16.
So that's 16 based on our system for criticals here.
Yeah, that's right. And that kills it.
Bad
this-
doggy.
You know, you go up there and you swing your staff, and it just happens to be whipping its head around at just that moment. Just this extra, just solid, and you just feel its skull kind of crunch under the swing of your staff, and it goes down. Flops to the
One
ground.
down!
All right. Lila's turn.
Lilla is going to bite and claw at the other wolf. Clear that. First is the bite. With the beak. That only gets a 9. And then the claws gets a 23.
Okay, 23 hits.
And that does 21 points of damage.
What? Holy
Nice.
cock.
2d8 plus 5, my friends. I rolled 2 8s and got a plus 5.
Hand grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wants
right.
that wolf meat.
Yeah. Okay. that is going to make it. That's Lila's turn, right?
Yeah, it's Lila's turn.
All right. At this point, charging out of the darkness, a mammoth. Boom, 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 boom. And it's going to
Oh,
charge
dear.
right into Ale.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Gore attack. It gets a 14.
14 misses.
Okay, so its trampling charge does not work, and that is the end of its turn. All right, yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Is there anyone on the back of the mammoth?
No.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I was a little
Hey!
worried about that.
Given how we seem to hear these animals speaking, Wilfred is thinking, are these awakened from those druids?
All right.
Probably.
So, that is its turn. Iggy.
All right. Iggy.
Finish off the wolf.
Yeah, but at 5th level, I can hit both the wolf and the mammoth if I can get line of sight on them.
Duck under the elk.
Yeah, so I think I'm going
It's friendly.
to duck under the elk so that I can get line of sight on the wolf and the mammoth. And hit both of them with Eldritch Blast. And I think that means that I need to roll twice. So once for the wolf and then once for the mammoth.
I mean, if
Does your Eldritch Bass have 2 targets now?
Yeah, it says 2 beams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, okay, but is it? Can you separate them though?
I believe you can, yeah.
It doesn't say that I can't.
Okay. Okay, yes, different target. It says you can direct the beams at same target or different ones. Which, yeah, you
Yep.
could. All right, it's fine.
All right, so first one against the wolf. That's a 19.
Mm-hmm.
For, let's see, 8.
Mm-hmm. Ah, shoot. That's not what it was. Shoot. All right. Are you rolling?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that you were ready.
Go ahead,
the-
please. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
All right.
7 against the mammoth, and
Alright.
so that misses.
All right. Okay. It is the Winter Wolf's turn, and seeing how this is going badly for them so far, it is disengaging and running off into the darkness.
It abandoned its mammoth friend.
It's its turn.
Oh,
What
it's
is it
gonna
supposed to
come
do? It's
back
going to stand there and buzzsaw and wait. See, this is actually an important moment, I think, because we want to just talk a little bit about tactics in D&D. If there is ever a time when you feel like you're outmatched, someone has to be the first one to run away and leave the others behind, because otherwise everyone stays and then you all die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
turn-based, someone has to actually leave first.
Yes.
And they're not leaving their friends behind unless their friends don't follow them. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That makes it Fiona's turn. She is going to she's gonna fire on the mammoth with 2 shots. It's a critical miss for the first one. And a 7 because of disadvantage for the other. So that I think also misses. Hang on, what's the AC for this mammoth? Yeah, that misses. Unfortunately, she misses as well. I think she is saying, "Does anyone see where the other wolf went?" And that's her turn. Rowan, you're up.
Right. If I don't tell, you know what, I need to leave since that wolf ran away and the other one died. So then I will take the action of telling the elk to charge the mammoth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it running at me while I'm up this high.
Sure. So, it is not enough to have the trampling charge. You would need to back up a bit to get your trampling attack, or the what's it? You know, the
Ram.
charging.
Yeah.
attack.
Does it still have? Would it
I
still
mean,
have
you
enough
can
movement
still
for
do
that?
the ram attack. You just don't get the charge bonus unless you were to back up and get more.
Got enough movement to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then that's fine. I'll have it back up to get the range and then do
So the giant elk has enough movement to back up and charge if you want to do that.
Yep.
All right. So you do that, and I'm not gonna make. I'll make the token move, and then.
And
All right.
whack.
Yeah. So make the ram attack.
Ooh.
No.
Uh-oh.
Aw.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. I'm gonna say, Rowan, make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh. Don't fall.
You know, I am for being a ranger. I'm not very dexterous.
What?
I'm really not.
Okay. I think that the elk is not used to having a rider, and as it ducks its head to go under the mammoth's tusk, you are going to take just 1d6. No, 2d6, because 1d6 for the tusk and 1d6 for falling off of the elk. Yeah, you take 9 bludgeoning damage as you are knocked off the back of the elk by the tusk of the mammoth. All right. So I think you land prone, and but you have your movement and your action now.
So my action will be to get up. My movement
Uh-huh.
action will be to get up. And then I will. How close am I to this thing?
You're in melee with it right now.
You could disengage and back up, and that could be your turn.
Well, I don't want to back up that way because those wolves are over there. So I would. Yeah, I will disengage and move back behind the elk here, and that'll be it.
All right. That makes it.
Ali's turn.
Yes.
My turn.
Yes.
I had this giant mammoth in front of me trying to trample me. This is
You sure do.
This is not a good position, but Ali is going to try to whack it.
Leap up onto its back, and then fire an arrow into the back of its skull. That'll work.
I am not
Happen to know that
Legolas.
works
Yeah.
very well.
And then
Yeah, I'm
strike
not
down its
Legolas.
trunk.
I'm a dragonborn, not an elf, guys.
Oh,
Okay, so that's a 26 to hit with my longsword.
That'll hit. Yeah.
So that's 11 damage, slashing
Okay.
damage. Let's do attack number 2. That is only a 12.
The 12 misses. Your sword is deflected as it uses its tongue to knock your sword away. Or tusk.
Tusk, yeah, tusk. If it's got a tongue, it's a really weird, like that. It's got a really weird mammoth. But yeah, that is my action.
Okay. Right. So, okay, that makes it Piccolo's turn. Which, unless Piccolo's going to change something up, we'll just skip. Wilfred?
Wilfred is going to join Ali
Yeah.
shoulder to shoulder against the mammoth. It's like,
That's that. You're playing my song, man. You're playing my song.
Yeah.
and basically, greetings from the Seekers. Oh, natural one.
Yeah,
that's
that
not such a good
doesn't,
grading.
yeah.
Second attack. 14.
Okay. Second, 14 does hit.
Yay. That will be 8 damage.
All right. Okay.
Was that the first hit on it?
No.
Okay.
Ale also hit it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That makes it Marcher's turn.
Okay, I'm going to tell Lilla, chase down that wolf, and
Okay.
point in its direction and hope that he understands.
Okay.
And
Make
I suppose we'll
make
do
an
the animal handling
yeah.
check on the next when it's Lilla's turn.
No, you can go ahead and make the check now, because
Okay.
it's your turn making the check.
14.
Okay. Yeah. You get the feeling that Lila looks in that direction when you say it. So.
Okay. And I'm going to take a chance that this thing is not immune to cold and cast freezing spears at second level.
All right.
So the first attack is only a 6, but I get 3 of them. So that's a let me pull this out quickly. Second attack is an 8. The third attack is a critical.
All right. Well, the third one hits.
Yeah, so that does D10 cold damage. It does 6 cold damage plus the maximum because of the critical.
Yep.
So that would be 16 cold damage, and its movement speed is reduced by 5 feet.
All right. Yeah. The mammoth is not immune to cold damage, so it takes that.
Yay.
All right. That makes it.
Hold on, I got one more thing.
Okay.
I'm also going to back. Wait, I'm probably in its melee range, so I'm not going to back up.
All right. Okay. So that makes it Lila's turn. Lila is in fact going to. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump.
And Lila has a move of 40 feet.
Okay. Okay. Tromps off into the darkness and the blowing snow. And I think some of you maybe can still see where she is, but not everybody. Okay. It is the mammoth's turn. The mammoth is going to attempt to stomp Ale flat. It gets a 29 to hit.
That
no!
will only hit me.
And it's going to do 21 bludgeoning damage.
Holy Hannah, that hurt.
What's
Oh,
your
wow.
what's your AC, Aller?
My AC is 18.
Whew.
How much damage was that?
21.
21. Okay.
And
Yikes.
then it's going to actually turn and run forward, and so opportunity attacks certainly from Wilfred and Ale.
And the elk.
Oh, yep, sure. 4.
It will attack with its hooves.
So 14.
I missed with my opportunity attack.
Okay. A 14 hits. And the 23 hits for the elk.
6 damage.
How much?
6.
6. How much for the elk's attack?
Let's see. Hooves are 48 plus 4.
No, that elk, man. Phew.
19 points.
19. Yeah. All right.
And if the elk is faster than the mammoth, he'll be able to ram it again on his next attack. Well, he attacked and then ran, so he didn't get a dash, he got just a regular move.
Yep. So That was the mammoth's turn. So Iggy, it's your turn now.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna follow Lila,
All right.
just because I can still see. And I think that puts the wolf right at the edge of my perception.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to fire another Eldritch Blast at another. I'm going to fire both Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay.
So first one. Oh, that's only a 12.
All right.
And the second one. Oh, critical.
All right.
All right.
Roll 20. It's not. It's not.
It's
It's
giving
like
back.
tonight.
Roll 20, take it away, and
Yeah.
roll 20, give it back.
All right. I'm going to type this in.
It's just going to be 1d10 plus 10.
Yeah. Well, 1d10 plus 10 plus 3.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Got the modifier too.
For 21 points of damage.
Ooh. It felt that.
All right. Okay. That makes it. That's Iggy's turn. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So another wolf charges out of the darkness from another direction and attacks Lilith
Okay.
with an 8.
That does not hit.
And then the other one charges up and attacks with pack tactics
Oh
Okay.
no, that's gonna be.
and gets a crit.
Oh no!
Yeah. So
Well,
that's
hello.
going to be, let's see, roll 2d6. And so 4 plus 16, so that's going to be 20.
Oh man,
Ouch! That hurt. That hurt.
those wolves work nasty.
Right.
as a-
I know I'm breaking the normal order a little bit, but since they're both moving on the same initiative, I'm going to have the first wolf withdraw 10 feet. Does Lila
Okay.
make opportunity attack?
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm not in complete control here. I think Lila would probably take the first opportunity, right?
I think probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll attack with the claws. That's a 11 to hit.
That misses.
Okay.
The other wolf also backs away a bit farther.
Now the first wolf to withdraw, that was the original wolf, so it's been hurt.
No, that's
No.
that's the one that added itself. That's the
Yeah.
reinforcement wolf.
Yeah. The second wolf was the wounded one.
Yeah. That's why it was withdrawing first, was to provoke the opportunity attack, so that Lila wouldn't be able to kill the second.
Yeah, I think that you all, those of you who are watching these wolves, as opposed to the mammoth, they do seem to be smarter than a normal wolf. In addition to being, much bigger and able to use cold breath. All right. That is the wolf's turn. Fiona's turn. Gosh, what would she do at this point? She can't see any of the enemies.
Probably try to move to where she can.
Yeah, I would think so. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
There's space next to me and my elk.
Yeah, I think she would move up to there, and then there we go. Yeah, she can actually just. Yeah, I'm fudging where the difficult terrain is a little bit, but I'll let her make her longbow attacks on that one. Why do I keep losing her character sheet? Where it is. Okay. All right. right. So a 10 and an 18. 18 hits for 4 piercing damage. All right. That's her turn. Rowan, it's your turn.
I'm gonna tell the elk to charge the mammoth,
Okay.
and I will attack the wolf that I can see.
All right. So the elk is charging up that way. Have it make its ram attack.
Man. 21.
Yeah, that hits.
2, 6.
So yeah, 46 plus 4.
46.
And we'll see if the mammoth is knocked prone. Nope. Although it was actually really close.
I didn't think it would.
Yeah.
That's
It
a
actually
tall
only
order.
beat it by 1.
16 points.
All right.
I will take 2 shots at this wolf here.
Mm-hmm. So, remember disadvantage.
Yep. 14.
14 does hit.
And then step back.
Are you? I mean,
Is 21. So the
Okay.
first one was the first roll was the lower one. So it was a 15.
well, 19 with the bonus with the modifier. Yeah.
Remember, I have to take the lowest one.
Okay, but okay, so you rolled a 21 and a 14, and the 14 would
Yeah.
hit, and then you didn't roll
Oh, and then
damage,
the 19 for the.
and then the 19 and the 21. But
Yeah.
so you have 2 hits, but go ahead and roll the damage for both of those.
I have more windows open at the moment.
And it is injured, so
Oh, that one is injured.
it is
Yep.
now because Fiona just your mom just hit it with her arrow.
Nice.
You see, center of mass.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
That would be 15 points for the first shot.
Okay.
And 8 points for the second one.
Okay, so that's 23. Yeah.
Do you
All right.
only get the Colossus Slayer damage on one?
Yeah, it's only on the first time that I damage it. It's only once per turn. I can pick which shot it is. So if it's not been hurt, I can pop it with the first shot and then apply it with the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
I can only apply Colossus Slayer once.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, Ale.
Alrighty then. I am not going to go chase after that mammoth with the elk. That sounds like a really bad idea, and even Ollie's not that dumb.
That sounds like a fight small people should probably stay out of.
Yeah, so I'm going to move towards the wolves instead. So 5.
You're not
10.
going to heal yourself.
I unfortunately, since we didn't have a long rest,
Yeah.
and remember I used all my healing.
Oh no.
I've got 2 spells left. So yeah.
Yeah, that Banshee's Whale's effect are still here.
Yeah. So without the long rest, I am really down on healing. So I'm saving that for other people if they get dropped, especially by whoever's controlling all this stuff. So I'm not going to heal myself.
Okay.
I mean, good of the many outweigh the good of the few. So I'm going to pick up my crossbow, which I had dropped when I had pulled up the sword and shield. And I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet in the direction of the other targets. And
It's not 30 feet. That looks like 25.
Oh, you're right. One more. 30 feet. So
Okay.
that is all I got.
Past there is definitely difficult terrain. Unless you are a creature that is like biologically adapted for running around in the snow, like an owlbear or a winter wolf.
Yeah, I am neither. I'm just a simple Silverborn dragonborn.
Yeah. So is that that's just your movement? Are you holding an action or?
Well, I figured my action was picking up the crossbow.
Oh,
so I
yeah,
think
okay.
that's everything I can do.
All right. So Piccolo's not going to do anything. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Given that, I'm going to take Piccolo off the turn tracker, and we'll just say
Okay.
that if you want him to do something, we'll say he does it on your turn.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Yep. Wilfred.
Okay. Yeah, he looks at the direction Liao went and nah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And if I dash, can I get up to the wall? Like just up to it?
No, because well, okay. So, how much movement would you still have if you? So okay.
Well, if past this is difficult terrain, I would use all of a
1,
dash.
2, 3. But you would have had to do 10 feet of movement to get to that square from the one that's past where Ale is.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you were right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yeah, I think you would have 25 feet worth of. I mean, tell me if I'm counting wrong. But just remembering from where you are. So to get to the square that you're in.
So
where?
Right here.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But technically, to get to that square, I'm actually going to say that you can't get to that square with your regular movement because that last square would cost you 2 squares.
Okay.
If you wanted to dash, though, you could get there. And that would be essentially 35 feet of movement. But then would be 45, 55, and
So
to get
the
2 more
furthest you
squares.
could get is there.
Yeah. Which you could do if you want.
Okay. I'll go and get up to here. And I kind of just bang my, I guess, say, I'm right here. Come and get me.
All right.
Bang my shield and be like, yeah.
Make a persuasion check or intimidation if you feel like that would be better.
Persuasion check or
I mean,
intimidation?
what are you trying to do?
Just trying to get it to come to me.
Well, see, like intimidation, it wouldn't be that, right? So
Okay,
I'm saying
so
persuasion. Yeah. Yeah.
I got a 5.
Okay. Yeah. You get the impression that it's not impressed with you. All right, Marcher.
Okay.
I mean, it just doesn't know. I'm not saying that it's right to not be impressed. I'm just saying it
Yeah.
that wasn't your best case.
that's 20 feet of movement there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll motion to Lila and says, "Get behind us! You're wounded." And man, I wish I could cast false life on Lila. Yeah, I'm going to spend my last 10 feet of movement to get into the snow a little bit.
Okay.
And no, I might as well dash. I'm going to dash the rest of the 10 feet in order to get between the wolf and Lila.
Okay.
You want me to make it animal handling to get Lila to back off?
No, I don't think so. Given that she's below her 50%, she's bloodied. I think that it would make sense in her owlbear strategy withdraw at that point.
Yep. Okay. Then it's
so-
Lila's turn.
Yeah, and so Lila, I think, would do that. Oh yeah, sorry. You go ahead and move. I forgot you can move her now, or him. Yeah.
Him. Yes.
Him.
Lila.
All right. Okay, that's Lila's turn. Up in the darkness, past where most of you can see, I think, we have the mammoth versus the giant elk. And let's see, the mammoth. Let's see.
If only we had a
Um,
mechanical owl, we'd have Clash of the Titans.
Yeah. I think that it's not going to withdraw and take another opportunity attack. So what it's just going to do is it's going to attempt to stomp at the giant elk.
It's like two fourth graders trying to step on each
Yeah.
other's feet.
It gets an 18, which does hit,
Yep.
and it's going to do 21 bludgeoning damage to the giant
Ooh.
elk, which is half of its hit points.
Indeed.
All right. That is the mammoth's turn. Iggy.
All right, so I think we've got that one wolf covered that I can see, but we've still got the one that was previously injured,
Mm-hmm.
plus our elk friend.
Hmm.
So I'm going to move up to here and fire Eldritch Blast at the injured wolf.
Okay.
Let's see. First Eldritch Blast is an 8,
That'll miss.
and the second Eldritch Blast is a 21.
That will hit.
Okay. For, let's see, 5 points of damage.
Okay. It's pretty wounded, but it had more than 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's your turn?
Yep.
Okay. It is now the Winter Wolves' turn. And it is going to... The first one is actually just going to run not quite all the way up to you, but then it is going to breathe cold breath on you. It exhales a blast of freezing wind in a 15-foot cone. Please make a dexterity saving throw. You and Piccolo.
Okay.
Oh no.
So that's a 7
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Okay. Yeah.
And Piccolo. Actually, let me put their hit points back up there. All right. So never mind. Don't pay attention to that because they were resummoned.
Okay.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Better with 13.
Okay, yeah, so that's a success. So Piccolo will only take 9 cold damage. You, on the other hand, will take 19.
Okay, so Piccolo is dismissed again.
Oh no!
Piccolo only has 7 cold damage.
Mm-hmm.
And so and I will take how many? 19?
Correct.
Ouch.
Okay.
How
And
you doing?
Half-ish.
Okay.
A little bit more than half. I'm okay.
yeah, and then it's, let's see, how much? It was 15.
We are crap for healing this encounter.
Well, we're crap for healing in general.
Yeah.
And then it runs a bit further away. And then the other
Should've made a
wolf
Clark.
is going to pull back away from Marcher, who can make an opportunity attack.
All right. There we go. Only got a 6.
That's going to miss. And then it loops around here to do cold breath against Fiona and Rowan and Ale. So that's
So it takes
dexterity
27
saving throw.
So I got a 17.
Fiona got a 3. Oh, wait, I clicked the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I was supposed to be Fiona's. There we go. She only got a 9, though. That's still going to fail.
I only got a
looks like
6.
Rowan and Fiona both fail. Aule succeeds and is going to only take half this anyway because it's cold damage.
Hope she rolls low.
Yeah. Oh God.
22 cold damage. Um, Fiona's not down, but she's pretty hurt as well.
I'm down.
Down?
Yep.
Crap. Right.
All right, and then that would be, it would have been 11 for you, Ale, but then it would be only 5 because of your resistance.
Yep.
All right. That makes it, that's the end of the Winter Wolf's turn. So it's Fiona's turn. She is,
In a spot.
she's going to drop her longbow just at her side and draw her short sword and make 2 short sword attacks. 17 and a 23, those both hit. So 6 piercing damage and then 8 piercing damage. And then, and I think that she's not even really saying anything. She's just aware of this really dangerous, and she's at this point she's like the mama bear. She's like protecting her son behind her and facing down this wolf, swinging the short sword back and forth. All right, Rowan, it is your turn, so please make a death saving throw. It's one failure. All right, Ale.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Rowan. So Rowan gets 8 back, and is up.
Okay. All right.
Is the elf gonna get a continue attacking or?
Yeah,
No,
it's
well,
yeah.
so okay, because Rowan couldn't give it a new command, it would continue to do what makes sense to it. So I think it would make sense for it to continue. Actually, okay. You know what? I'll have it go ahead and make another attack, but you can have it do the hooves attack if you want.
10.
10 unfortunately does not hit. I think it senses that you went down and it was distracted. All right.
Oh, and my move, I'm going to move to here so that I can cover both these guys with a shield in case the wolf decides to try to bite.
Right. Yeah. Great. Okay, Wilfred, your turn.
Okay, gonna run up. I assume I can get up there.
Yeah,
for
you can. You're kind of wading through deep snow, but you can get there.
Yeah. Attack. 14.
14 hits.
5 damage.
All right.
Attack again.
Mm-hmm.
18
18 hits.
for 10.
Nice. Yeah, that one's starting to look pretty hurt too.
And I'm going to go ahead and use my action surge.
There you go.
$19, which counts as a crit for champion.
Nice.
Yes!
There you go.
Nice.
Slice.
Yeah.
Enemy smash.
For that would be 17.
17. It's not completely down, but it's very bad.
I get one more attack
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
for 23
That'll hit.
come on. Do it.
for 8.
Nice. You crunch its face in.
Send my regards to the Frost.
Well done.
And it collapses.
Timely action surge.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
Yeah. Good job. All right. Marcher, your turn.
Right, well, you took away the one that I was actually going to attack, so I will run as
Sorry.
okay. I will wade through some heavy snow. Use 20 feet of my movement to get to here. Is it still heavy snow from there on?
No, because yeah, it's the path to the front door
Okay.
of the.
So I'm going to get to there, which I believe means that the mammoth is within sight.
Yep.
And let's see, what have I got? Yeah. Let's see if we can finish this off. I'm going to cast Freezing Spears at third level.
Okay.
Let me roll 1, 14, 6, 9, and 13.
Is that because it's a higher level, so it's more.
Yep. So there's
So,
4 of them instead of 5.
Two
instead
of
of 3.
those hit. 14
All
and
right.
13 hit.
So that's 7 and 9 cold damage. Total of 16, and its movement speed is reduced by 10 feet per 1 round.
Minus 16. All right. You sense it hasn't had opportunity to talk much, but it you hear it muttering, "Just a second," because it's dealing with the elf. All right. I think without any additional command, Lila is still just sort of like holding back. I think probably hooting at all of you, like, "Why aren't you running away too?"
The fact that we crunched one didn't change his opinion.
Well, he's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
All right. So the mammoth is going to try to stomp at the elk again. Gets a 14, which does hit, and does 31 bludgeoning damage, and unfortunately lays the elk down.
Poof. Yes, it goes. It bursts in a flash of light
And fur.
Yeah.
and fur. Yes. Sadly, no carcass for Lila.
Oh, we'll have plenty of carcasses by the time this is done. We've already got 2.
Yeah.
All right. So that, and that's the mammoth's turn. Iggy, your turn.
Okay, is this a chest-high wall?
I would say it is. It would probably be waist high if there weren't snow piled up on both sides of it.
Okay. So I'm going to move to here, just so that the wolf and the mammoth are both in line of sight.
Okay.
And I'm going to fire an Eldritch Blast at each of them.
All right.
So the one going towards the wolf is a crit.
There you go. Nice. You guys are getting a lot of crits this night. This night. I don't know why I suddenly talk like that.
So he takes solid 20 of damage.
Yeah, you kill him.
You know what? I was going to say, why don't you throw one at the wolf, see what happens, and then choose the other, but never mind.
Yeah.
And then the other one going towards the mammoth is gonna miss at a 10.
10 does miss, yeah.
So that seems to be how it's rolling. Is I'll hit one and miss the other.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see about that wall because that would interrupt the charge. I think.
I think a mammoth can step over a 4-foot-high wall.
All right.
You might need the tree. You might need
And,
the tree.
In that case, I'm going to back up.
Then again, I've tripped over a pencil, so.
Okay. All right. So it's Fiona's turn. I think she's going to use her action to switch back to her longbow, and kind of come up this way to see if she can get to where she can see the mammoth. There it is. All right. She says, "There it is."
There we go.
All right. That makes it your turn, Rowan.
I'm gonna stand up and say, "Mom, get back here!" and
Hey.
fire 2 shots at the mammoth.
All right.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Did he get healed?
How would
Wilfred,
you?
Ale healed me.
You so you this is where Roll20 breaks into the like the way that the blowing snow is supposed to work a little bit. You know what? Because you can see it on the map, I'll allow it. But it's just one of those things. It's like it's definitely more than 30 feet away from you, and so the blowing snow should obscure that. But then you're essentially, because the way the map is working, you're seeing it through Marcher's light,
And my mom.
which is how I set it up. Yeah. So yeah, but I will allow it. But it is definitely disadvantage.
Oh yeah.
14. Oh,
11.
well, disadvantage. 11 does not hit.
Alrighty. Oof.
Yep.
Yeah, I missed on
That's gonna
both of
miss.
those.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Wilfred.
Okay,
Wait,
well, I
wait.
can't.
Wait, what about me?
Oh, sorry, Ale.
Yeah, Ollie.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go moving after Rowan's mom, I think. So 5, 10, 20, 30, and then dash to here, and that will be it. Because I don't want her to get squished by the mammoth. I really, really don't. Rowan would never forgive me.
All right.
So that's it for me.
Yep. Wilfred, now it's your turn.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I'm fighting with my display a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. So, to get to here, would that be a...
That'd be
Aye.
your full movement from where
Difficult?
you are. Because you're crossing 2 squares of difficult terrain.
Alright, so full movement to get to here, and then dash 1, 2. Can I get there?
Yep.
Okay. And that's it.
All right. Marcher.
Okay, I am going to use my move action to get here in front of Iggy, between Iggy and the mammoth, because Iggy is squishy and wounded.
Yes.
Well,
and
and I'm going to take the dodge action.
Okay. All right. And Lila, I think, is kind of like, I think was wanting to run away, but you're also going that way, so I think probably he's kind of trying to sort of follow you a little bit, but not fully engaging. All right. The mammoth and everyone racing to be the one in the line of fire. Wilfred, it's you.
Okay.
It charges at you. And it
Okay,
gets
I'm gonna pose disadvantage on that with my defensive action.
you're okay, but it still gets a 25 to hit. So
Damn it!
Yeah.
sorry.
Even with disadvantage.
With
okay.
disadvantage,
What's your AC, Wilfred?
19.
yeah. Okay, so it's first going to do 25 piercing damage,
Okay.
Good God.
and then please make a strength saving throw to avoid being knocked prone.
Okay, strength. 12.
You fail. You are knocked prone, and now it's going to try to stomp you
Oh,
with
no.
advantage because you're prone.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's going to be 29 to hit.
That hits.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So
Okay.
that's going to be another 19 bludgeoning damage.
I am at 15. So,
Wait, is that before or after the 19 damage?
that is where I am now before.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
I was worried.
All right.
Huh?
Yeah, we
Like,
thought
I'm unconscious.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
he was. He,
so
he
you
said he
had
was at 15 before
and
the
then you took
19.
19. Yeah, so you are
okay.
unconscious. Yeah. Yeah. And then it's going to move away. Let's see, it moved 20 feet, so it can move another 20 feet.
Damn it.
All right. That was the mammoth's turn. So, Iggy.
All right. So, this Eldritch Blast thing seems to be working really well for me.
No, no.
You took a short rest. Don't you have anything more powerful?
I do, but well, actually, I do.
We need to take it down. Take it down.
I'm right here. I can't hear you. All right. Well, in that case, I'll try Mind Spike.
Okay.
Ooh.
That is a Wisdom saving throw. It has to beat a 14.
It does not. It gets a 5.
Okay, so it's going to take 48 psychic damage
Mm.
for a grand total of 18.
Ah!
Isn't there also a secondary effect to Mind Spike as well?
Let me double check. I always know the target's location until the spell ends.
Okay.
But that's just going to be...
Well, that's still that's a beefy hit.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
beefy hit, but I specifically got that because of the Duragar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see invisibility, I just know where it is. If I can hit it.
Okay, so that makes it. Are you moving or anything?
I am going to back up. Well, no, actually, because Marcher is right there, I'm just going to stay one. I'm going to back up one additional square, and that'll be it.
Okay. All right.
Since I now no longer have to worry about being able to see it.
All right. So it is Fiona's turn. She is actually going to try to drag you out of the way, Wilfred. She's going to try to sort of drag you back like that.
Well, it's made easier because now he's in the shape of a dish.
So unfortunately,
That's
she
fine.
can't get you too far, but at least where you wouldn't be literally trampled on if it was on its way to LA. All right. Rowan, your turn.
I want to try something, but I don't know how that would work. Seeing as Aid has a weird
Aid add hits points. Yes, aid can
Yeah,
definitely
would bring him back.
Bring something back. Yes, absolutely it can.
Yeah, well, it does. Can you have it? Can you cast it a second time if it's still active the first time?
did I use it on him or did I use it on
You used it on
Wolf-
Ale and your mom and
Iggy.
Iggy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've already blasted through that.
So have I.
but it was a fantastic boon.
I mean,
So I need to lose those 5. I need to lose those
let's
5.
see. It is not concentration. I mean, if you're willing to spend the spell slot, I don't see any reason you couldn't cast it a second time.
Yeah, I've got some extra spells, but I've only got 2 of those spell slots that I've already used.
Dude, you've got 2 spell slots left. You're better than most of us.
If you wanted to use the spell slot, I would allow you to cast it again, and the 5 points that it grants would wake Wilfred up.
So yeah, I'll use my last second level spell slot on aid for, and it's for 3 people. So I can see Lilla,
Your mom?
my mom, and Wilfred. So there you go.
All right.
And
Your mom did actually look pretty hurt too. Anyway, so she definitely
let's see.
is grateful for that,
Is that?
and that would wake up Wilfred.
I just have to make sure it's not if it's a bonus action, because with the bonus action I can still attack the
It is an action.
an action.
Yeah.
So that'll be it for me, because well, actually I can still move, so I'm actually gonna try to go right here into these trees.
Okay. All right.
Kind of gives me some cover.
That just suddenly made me think of pop culture reference, except that the reference is so obscure that I can't imagine anyone would get it. I don't know. Do you guys want to know what it was? It's probably-
Go ahead.
Of course.
Okay.
Sure.
So there's a bit. Okay. In Evil Dead the musical, which is a stage musical based on the Evil Dead movies, there's a bit where one of the characters who is attacked by evil trees in the movie is that part in the play, and she goes out and she's standing and says, "Hello, is there anyone there? All I see are these trees." And it's just
Okay.
that's it. So,
Exactly. Listen, I'm wiggling my hands. You see nothing but the trees, man.
Ah,
Very nice. Okay, so that was Rowan's turn. Ale, your turn.
Okay, so I am going to move back to here, and I'm going to take the dodge action because I know that Mammoth's going to come charging at us and probably at me, and I'm not doing great myself, and there's really nobody who can heal me, and I have 1 spell slot left. I'd rather use it on somebody else rather than myself. So
Yeah.
If you have
Yeah.
to, use it on yourself.
yeah, but
Yeah, well, it's not going to
that's-
be enough to prevent that mammoth from flattening him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it means it's more. I was going to use it on Wilfred, but you beat me to it, Rowan. So
Yeah, I was hoping that the elk would stay up a little longer, just so that it would stop this very scenario where the mammoth is like, I can charge you guys at will now.
Well, but
Yeah.
hey, no, I wanted I understand that, but having it at all has already saved you guys 3 rounds of that. So
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great.
all right, so
That was
That was
that
Alice.
was Ale's turn. So Wilfred, your turn. You are awake now with 5 hit points, laying prone on the ground.
Okay.
Do you have
I'm
your
going to-
do you have your
Stand
second
up.
wind?
yeah, gonna stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Use my second wind to gain a little bit of health. That's is that 9 and gain 8 HP.
Okay. Sure, better than not having those 8.
Yeah. Then I take shield up, hammer at the ready, and dodge.
All right. Okay, that is Wilfred. Marcher.
I have been debating back and forth what to do here. I think I'm going to have to
This
go
is
with
actually
offense.
great. It's like this total like this standoff. It's almost like chicken or something.
Yeah.
So you're going to go Cobra
Okay.
Kai, strike hard. No
Lila,
mercy?
I need you! And call Lila to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm going to use a quickened true strike.
Okay.
Mark off my sorcery points to cast a ice knife.
Okay.
So give me. Wait. Oh, that's a 20 to hit.
20 does hit, yeah.
Needs to make a DC 13 dexterity save for the cold damage, but it does 10 piercing.
Okay. Mammoth dexterity saving throw, not its best thing, but it rolls high. So it rolled a 20 naturally and then got -1 to 19 for the save.
Okay, but it still takes 4 cold.
Okay, so 10, 10 piercing.
10 piercing, 4 cold.
It is so close to down, but not all the way.
Oh no!
Oh,
All right.
Lilla's turn. Are you going to move or anything?
Yeah, I moved a little closer to Iggy there.
Okay.
And what I would like Lila to do is move up to me and then make a ready action to attack the mammoth if it attacks us.
Okay. Great. Then Lilla, on your turn, comes to you.
Okay.
And does look like it's facing off the mammoth, and there's a bit of a, for you, I will fight that thing.
Yes.
But here's the thing. Ale,
yeah.
you swore a vow to fight enemies, or, you've declared enemies, all servants of the Frostmaiden. And
I did.
as you look up there and see eyes glowing in the aurora illuminated blizzard winds, you know it's the mammoth's eyes, but for a moment you feel like there's something else watching you through it. And this mammoth,
something
although,
else.
yeah,
Something else here. Yeah.
well, no, I'm saying it's the mammoth. I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
it's something's watching you through its eyes.
Okay. That's kind. Yeah, it means I can't. Yeah, I can't play stick in the mud now, can I? Can't not and keep my oath.
And this mammoth, even though it is extremely wounded, and any natural creature would attempt to withdraw, but it doesn't. It tries to trampling charge at you. Boom, 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 boom. And you took the dodge action, so it's making its score attack with disadvantage, but it still gets an 18.
An 18 will hit.
18
I
hits.
will, as a reaction, I will cast shield.
You
Nope.
can't
Oh.
cast
Shield
it
only
on,
affects yourself.
you can't cast it on someone else.
I'm sorry. It's a mark of the sentinel. It's a shield of faith. Sorry, it adds +2 to your AC.
Is Shield of Faith a reaction?
Yes, it allows me to cast it as a reaction.
Really?
Let's see. Where's it at? I'll read it here.
No, I mean, I like if it does, then I want to confirm that.
It's called Guardian Shield. You can cast the shield spell once with this trait.
Oh no, so you can cast the shield spell.
Oh no, it's a bonus. It's a.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
never mind.
so
That's
you
the one
can-
that would make me kill myself. Never mind. Because
Um,
I do have one that I can use as a reaction. It's Guardian Shield.
Well, so
but
Guardian's Shield,
I would-
but that's the shield spell, meaning you can only cast it on yourself.
there's one that lets me take the hit for him.
Oh, Vigilant Guardian,
Yes.
but you have to be within 5 feet of them.
Oh, never mind. I was looking at Wilfred. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I definitely wanted to make sure we were exploring all the possible alternatives before I start rolling damage here.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, that's going to be 28 piercing damage, Ale.
And I'm down.
Okay.
-10.
Yeah. And then it is going to stomp you. That is going to be 2 failed saving throws because it's a crit when it hits an incapacitated creature.
Does anyone have any healing left?
That is the mammoth's turn.
So
Okay, it's Iggy's
it's
turn.
Ollie's still alive? Are you like
Well,
unconscious at least?
Mostly dead. Mostly dead.
Mostly dead.
Yep, mostly dead.
Yes.
but
All
Iggy,
right.
yeah, your turn.
All right, so do I do Eldritch Blast twice, or do I do Mind Spike?
Kill it.
Mind Spike has damage on a fail, right?
It does have damage on
Or
a fail.
on a success.
Yes.
It
Then
says
use the mind spike.
Like
Mhm.
basically, no matter what, it does some damage, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but with Eldritch Blast, I can hit him twice. So, but okay, but you guys, I'll do Mind Spike.
All right.
That's my last spell slot. So Wisdom save 14.
All right. Let me have it make that roll. It gets a 13.
Okay, so it is going to take full damage.
Yeah.
Didn't roll as
here-
high this time.
You
It was
don't
11.
even need to roll damage. It had 2 hit points left. But here's the thing: when you reach out with this magic, and you find through the ether, through the weave, the mind of this mammoth, and you seize on it, thrusting your metaphysical spike into it, there's a moment where you are suddenly seeing yourself striding the tundra as a mammoth, thinking simple thoughts. Find food, find shelter. And then you see emerging through the wastes Ravison, the frost druid, who casts a spell and gives you consciousness and says, through the Frostmaiden's wrath, we will destroy all of those who think to bring civilization to this holy place. You will join me in this mission. And you, as the mammoth, very much want to do that. But then you're back in your own body and you see the mammoth's eyes roll back up into its head and blood starts to emerge from its mouth and trunk and eyes and ears, and it sort of starts to tremble and then just collapses over onto its side. And it is dead. But we're still in initiative because Owley's in rough shape.
Yep.
Does anybody have any healing?
Do you have another second level spell slot? Rowan.
Doesn't somebody have a potion of healing on them?
Fiona yells out, does anyone have training in medicine?
Nope. The closest thing I've got is,
I have a +1 for medicine.
I mean, I can try. I'm not.
Yeah, let me double check how stabilizing. I think if you don't have like a healer's kit.
I have a potion of vitality, but it does not. For this 24 hours, you gain the maximum number of hit points for any hit die you spend. The potion.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not gonna.
Yeah, that
that's why we had
potion of vitality is not going to work.
All right. Let me
Could I
double check.
use survival? Give it for treating wounds.
No, I don't think so. Hang on.
It's medicine check and a healing kit.
But like for medicine check, does it? Let's see, healing. So stabilizing a creature. Okay, you don't have to be proficient, and so Fiona on her turn is going to go ahead and rush over, and she's going to attempt a medicine check. She does not have proficiency, but she can make the attempt. And so that's just going to be straight wisdom for her. And she gets a 14. You are stabilized, Ale. And with that, we will drop out of initiative.
Yay! We live.
I was seriously starting to think, okay, what is my next character? That would I was that close.
This
That
is the
close.
sec-
I would like to make a tontine with the rest of the characters or players, with the players around the table, that the first one who loses a character makes a cleric.
Yes.
Okay.
That was basically my plan. Okay, if Ali falls here, then I come back. Then my character. Then, assuming Christiana wants me to come back as another character, I would make a cleric for sure.
We would if we killed your character, you would get to make another one. Yeah. 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 But
That was close. That was very close. That was
So
very
Ale is still unconscious. He is just stabilized.
I think we need to get him into the tavern here.
Okay. Wilfred will go ahead and pick him up with. I assume Fiona would say, "Hey, okay, carry him like this," and
Yeah. You guys like together. You can do like the basket. The basket
Yeah.
carry, and get him. So you
And,
guys are making your way into the tavern. I
Yeah,
technically
go.
have an interior of the tavern map, but I think I'm just gonna. Well, I don't know. We don't have to keep moving the tokens around tactically. Is my point.
I am.
Tell Lila she's got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and some snacks.
Well, yeah. Actually, I'm going to be carving off a carryable hunk of mammoth, which might end up just being a foot, but and inviting Lila to feast.
So the
Wouldn't
sure,
she still be full from the moose?
I mean, she
You
did
don't know
have that
Owlbears.
was just earlier today.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Well-
she would probably eat some, but she is not starving. Like
Yeah.
she's a wild animal. Wild animals eat when they have food, right? You
Yeah.
know, like if there's but then again, you are also like increasingly saying, hey, no, stick with us. You get food. But so here's what you discover when Fiona and Wilfred and I don't know if Rowan or Iggy are going with them, but bringing Ale into the tavern is that you here. Let me. I have to. I could reveal the interior of the tavern map if you guys are going over there.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me just turn all of this. No, it's fine. Okay, the point is, you open the tavern and discover that it is completely trashed. There's a bunch of people in there with their weapons drawn, looking kind of beat to crap, and there are 3 more dead winter wolves in there.
Holy carp.
And then there is also Iris Cree, that little doughy middle-aged lady that runs this Happy Scrimshander, who's in there, and she is just covered with blood but looks fine. And
Of course she does.
and so she just looks up at you and just says, "Oh, good, you're here."
Yes, we are.
I
Uh,
look at her. I look at her and go, "Just a shopkeep, huh?"
well, I didn't tell these folks who you were. We don't tell tales about our neighbors in this town.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, but I could use a drink though.
So I think, they can. You can certainly. They could use some help clearing out the corpses of 3
Yeah.
gigantic wolves, and all the blood. I think the barkeep at this point says, I think one's on the house for everyone who fought, and then I think we're closed for a little while to make repairs.
I'm gonna try to skin and prepare the meat of these dire wolves. And
Well, let's get him outside first,
Get him inside.
or
Oh,
outside.
Here,
Well-
get Ale in someplace where he can be laid down and just not be disturbed.
I mean,
Yeah.
since the tavern's already trashed, I don't think it would matter as long as we get them.
No, the barkeep says, please don't do that in here.
Okay.
I'm trying to clean it up, and you skinning giant wolves on my floor is not helping me to clean up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't begrudge you skinning the wolves. Just outside.
Yeah.
Can I add some food for Lila to my
Yes, definitely.
stores? Okay.
Because
Yeah,
there's three wolves.
I think you'd need to take like an hour, but I'll say you can add 3 days worth.
Okay.
Because there's 3 wolves in the tavern. There were what?
3
4?
wolves outside,
Yeah.
Okay.
And the mammoth.
Yeah.
and the mammoth.
I can actually only get 2 more without becoming encumbered. So
Well, go ahead and get the third, and Wilfred will help carry.
okay, that's
How much weight
I mean,
is that?
at some point you need to make some little saddlebags for Lila.
yeah.
Try to train her to be willing to carry that.
Yeah, I'm. Well, see, one of the problems is that Lila tends to charge in, do a bunch of damage, then get hurt and need to retreat. So because his armor class is not particularly high, it doesn't have a huge number of hit points. So
What we really need to do is go back to the Dwarven Valley and see if they can craft him some armor. Some owlbear chainmail. I would be willing to go for the owlbear chainmail over the mummy in a trench coat.
mammoth hide armor. There you go.
We could do that. We could make some like mammoth hide / wolf hide armor for this owlbear. I think.
So, yeah, I'm actually not terribly hurt, so I'm okay with staying out here. Also, mammoth tusk ivory, is that something valuable or
Well,
is it?
I mean, I think Irish Cree, so I think that from Marcher's perspective, you would probably know that Goliaths find it useful for making various tools.
right.
I don't know that you would know what other trade good purposes it would have.
Okay.
Well,
I don't think it's something you would normally like.
I'll ask Rowan. Hey, Rowan, are these tusks? Can we sell them?
You think that Iris Cree in the Scrimshaw shop would know who would buy it, and she might even be willing to facilitate that transaction for a modest fee.
Yeah, I think someone could facilitate that sale.
I'm going to get out my axe and chop these tusks free.
All right. So, those of you who are in the tavern, certainly I think you are able to lay out a bedroll for Ale. Paul, roll a d4.
Roll a d4. Okay. That would be a 4.
That's 4 hours before you're going to wake up. So
Better
you're
than for eternity.
Yeah, you're out for a while, and I think the thing is like, it's obvious that you're breathing, and you don't seem like you're about to die or anything, but you definitely look like a mammoth gored you with its tusks and then stomped on you while you were down.
yeah.
You're pretty messed up.
Yeah.
How much does a day of Lila food weigh?
Um.
Something like 9 pounds, I want to say.
Yeah. 18 pounds each.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was 9 gold worth. That's why. Okay, but in any case, those are the rest of you though. There's a little bit of throat clearing from the. Hang on, I have a name for the barkeep. Let me actually pull this stuff up. So, in the Lucky Liar, which is the name of this place, the barkeep. I'd been saying he, but it's actually she. It is Danae Zotal, who is human. There's a little bit of throat clearing as the implication is conveyed without having to be so crude as to say it in words, which is to say, we weren't going to give you up when monsters came looking for you. But given that they were looking for you and now there's a big mess, maybe you should help more cleaning these up.
Hi. After putting Alley down, Wilfred would help move the bodies and then
Yeah.
set
Yeah.
help set what is not broken up right. And
Sure. I
Yeah.
will say, though, that probably all of you are feeling like this has been a real long day at this point. To the
Yeah.
point where I'm going to need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, except for Ale, who is already unconscious.
Yeah. I think it would also pitch in with the cleanup. Oh, yeah, no. That's
Would
a
it be
5.
you have 11?
Yeah, it would be just an 11 for this one.
And Wilfred takes a point of exhaustion because he got
Yep.
a 10.
Iggy, too. Yeah.
19.
Yep.
Now, that said, you're helping with this. You can deal with that reasonably quickly. At some point, the door opens and you all look in for a second. It seems like no one's there, and then you look down and you realize it's Nimsy, the town speaker, who's a halfling. It's like, oh yeah, there she. She's all bundled up, and she just comes in and says, "Oh my goodness, what a lot of bother on such a night when no one should be out. Is everyone all right?"
By some definitions,
Yeah.
as far as I know, everybody's alive.
Yeah. We have a friend who was very severely hurt.
Oh yes, my goodness. I don't suppose you killed the moose.
Yes, we did kill the moose.
Yeah,
The moose is
we
dead.
did.
Oh, good.
Yes, the moose is being manipulated and used by an evil druid and a banshee. We killed them too.
Oh. Well, I thank you, I suppose. I mean, well,
So-
I was going to reward you just for the moose. But how about this? We don't have a lot of gold. But what we do have in town is a closed inn currently seeking new management. Any of you looking to invest in property?
I don't think we have the attention to open it up right away. But perhaps after we have stabilized things somewhat, it might be a good place to set up a base.
Well,
And
come by my house in the morning. Or, well, do you need a place? You can stay in my attic if you like. But I have back at my house the deed to the ramshackle, which, as I mentioned, is a bit run down. It did close 2 years back. But if you... I have to thank you for helping our town twice, it seems. So I would be most pleased to be able to reward you with the deed to the ramshackle.
Marcher looks over at Rowan. It's like, this sounds like your kind of thing.
Mom, you looking for a new house?
She kind of,
There's a lot of room for herbs in there. Like,
I think she kind of looks at you and kind of says, I mean, the ramshackle's kind of run down. I mean, but I mean, I suppose that could be fixed up.
yeah.
well,
So yeah,
if I can get-
But I'm retired. I'm not looking to run a inn.
we don't technically have to run it as an inn. You could have an herbalist shop.
She's thinking about that one now.
Well, I was thinking more like you would be a good innkeeper, a tavern keeper, Rowan. I mean,
We've got. Don't get me wrong. I think owning the ramshackle, fixing it up at some point would definitely be a venture.
well, no, yes, not right away. Not right away. We've got things to do.
Because at this point, we have a god to kill.
Oh, well, it's just that. We'll come back after we've
Yeah.
handled that little tiny detail.
Yeah, I think you say that, and you're kind of, then you all, I think again, like once again, we have sort of the TV angle of you're all having that conversation, and then the camera pans down to Nimsy, who's just still standing there, eyes wide, and she just goes, well, if you'd like to stay in my attic, come on by, otherwise I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
I mean, heck, if nothing else, I might I might be able to contact another one of my siblings who might be, you know,
Interested in
wanting a new venture, and
Yeah. I say let's sleep on it, and we can have that discussion in the morning.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
let's be real. We can take the deed, no, regardless, but it's still going to stay closed for a while. Because again,
Yeah.
because I think we have a lot of things to talk about, like a lot of things to figure out. Because we've got a lot of rumors, a lot of things, and it seems that we're making more and more of an enemy of the Frostmaiden, and she's not happy with us.
Although you do notice in the last couple hours since you've been, dealing with all this stuff, Blizzard seems to be calming down. The Aurora
that she
has faded.
There's a limit to how much how much trouble she can make.
Well, that sounds it's like her temper tantrum's over.
Does anyone have proficiency in religion?
I don't believe I do.
Yes, I do.
Oh. You may make a religion check if you like.
That's just a 12.
You know what? I think even with a 12, just based on what you've seen and what you were just talking about, you think it's possible that, like, the whole Aurora and cursing the whole land to have the sun not rise, that sort of thing, like, that's big magic. And it's possible that even for a goddess, it might be that you can't do that and lots of other things.
Okay.
So it may be that by having to keep that up, it limits how much else she can do.
Yeah. So
Let us hope it continues that way.
Yeah.
And heck, I mean, for that matter, if she decides that, you know what, it's worth not having the curse to flatten these mortals that are causing me trouble. Maybe it'll be worth it.
Yeah. So, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Yeah, and of course we've got to figure out where we're going next. So.
Well, so you are all able to retire to wherever you would choose to go, whether it is the attic, the heated attic in the speaker's house, or back to Rowan's mom's house, or even if you wanted to go to the ramshackle, you are able to go to wherever you would like to go and get a long rest.
I am probably whoever dragged my body.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to the speaker's house. There's like, any chance of a hot shower?
She says, I don't have a shower, but I could heat some water in a bucket for you.
That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.
She also gives you.
I'm taking Lila back to Fiona's house because we already have a place there for her, for him. And I don't want to have to go. Yeah, somebody else. Oh, do you have like an empty stable or something like that for an owl bear to sleep in?
Yeah. So I think anyone who goes to the speaker's house also is treated to freshly baked halfling gingerbread cookies.
It's like, this is absolutely delicious.
You also probably don't get to sleep for a couple of hours because the kids who are all awake now also want to ask tons of questions about what happened with the moose and what happened with those other monsters in the town. And what did you do? Do you hit things with your sword or do you cast magic? What kind of magic do you cast? Just
I cast magic that hurts, and I generally don't hit stuff with my sword, but I could, and I could definitely poke things. I could definitely poke things and make it hurt.
make a charisma check with Iggy, and tell me, like, are you trying to like impress and be in good with these kids, or are you trying to scare them? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get them to get bored and go back to bed.
Iggy doesn't hit things with their sword, but their sword does hit things.
All right.
Yes. So what kind of check did you want me to make?
Well, so I'm torn because on the one hand, the things you said you were saying would not make them get bored. But if you want to try to answer their questions in a way that's not exciting so they go away, you can make a charisma check for that.
How about if I try to persuade them and say, how about if we all go get a good night's sleep and I'll take them. I'll tell you about it over breakfast. Okay.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah. Oh, that didn't work out well. 9.
They said, "We're too smart for that kind of trick. You wouldn't believe how many times people come through here and promise to tell us stories in the morning, and then they sneak out before the sun rises. And now, when the sun doesn't even rise, you could sneak out whenever."
I think it would be at
This
this
is
point,
also true.
Wilfred, who kind of just like leaned against the table and just kind of closed his eyes, is gonna slip off and basically and wake up. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what ends up happening is with that 9, Iggy ends up drawing their fire, and so everyone else is over there.
Yeah.
well, I figured,
but everyone is able to get a long rest.
Oh, yay.
Yay, yay.
but I figured Wilfred was like, it's like I'm gonna stay for a while to be polite, and then fell asleep.
Yeah. All right. So, does anyone else have business that you would want to attend to before, like overnight, or would you just sort of be, rendezvousing somewhere in the morning to make plans?
Yeah,
I think we'll rendezvous back at the Lucky Liar. And yeah, if Rowan is going to say that those tusks might be worth something at the Happy Scrimshander, here's what I would like to do. I would like to trade the tusks for a piece of scrimshaw that's already done.
Okay.
So
yeah, I mean, she'll definitely do that. How about this? Trying to hang on. Let me see what it, what if anything it establishes as far as prices. I would say for 2 great big tusks like there were on this thing, pretty much intact and fresh and delivered right to her. She is willing to trade you for it a couple of different scrimshaw pieces that have a combined worth of, say, 20 gold.
okay.
That's what she offers.
That's fair. I'm not in the mood to bargain because we imposed on you terribly by bringing the wrath of the Frostmaiden down on your town. So,
Oh, well, who hasn't done something like that once in a while?
and your wit is reward enough. But I will take those scrimshaw pieces, especially if she's got one that depicts a Goliath.
How about this? Roll a d20.
3.
I think there's. I think there's one that is clearly carved, perhaps sentimentally, by someone who is trying to represent another adventuring party of some kind, and it looks like there is a Goliath in it.
Okay. How about this? Can I commission you to make one?
Well, I'm more of the waypoint, but I certainly can arrange for such a thing. What would you like it to reflect?
He wants to get a representation of a Goliath lady hunter with basically with the kind of equipment and stuff that Coyote he tends to use.
Okay.
Doesn't need to have a face because there's no way to get a likeness from just a description. But something that is depicts a Lady Goliath hunter with with these accoutrements.
You know what? I have been so pleased with your interest in my work and your manners. I will throw that in for free. What we will need, though, is a week.
Okay. If I will, we may not be back, in that period of time, right at a week, but hold on. I'm sure we will be through again.
Of course, we'll hold on to it for you. All right.
And yes, rest of the party, I am claiming that for myself because feeding this beast is expensive.
Yes.
Well, you're the one that spent all the time cutting it up, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Iggy, you have dreams of seeing the map of Icewind Dale and seeing a location in the Spine of the World Mountains where a shadow begins to seep out of it like black ink, extending out from it like tentacles that begin to wrap around all of 10 towns and then sort of converge on it, darkening the entire 10 towns, and then you wake up.
Yep. I was expecting something like that. So, friends,
Okay.
we have a problem. Friends,
have,
adventurers, people with whom I have fought valiantly in great battles.
People squashed by mammoths.
Yes.
Although Ally didn't say that. He's not said much since he woke up. If anything.
We have a big problem. And I would like to propose that instead of going to Angerjuke's Bell or the pirate ship, we can leave those for later. Pirate ship's not hurting anybody right now. Angerjuke's Bell is for later. Yeah, the Dark Duchess. Leave those for later. We have a bigger problem in the Spine of the World Mountains to the south.
You want to go to Karkalok first?
In your dream, you saw that the location you saw was, hang on,
Or Sunlight?
was
Or the
here.
Cackling
No.
Chasm?
No, is it?
Nope.
So this new location right here
Yeah.
was.
No, it's much further towards the east from what my dream saw, but let's get into a secure place. I'll tell you what I know, and then we really do need to start heading in that direction.
All right.
Because the last thing we need is for Sunblight to ally with these.
A Descendant, is that what you want?
Yeah.
Is that the location? Okay. All right, well, that has the advantage of having trails most of the way,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that will be helpful.
So
Okay,
you could
so-
take 10 Trail down to here, and then it's a river that goes up from there.
And the river will not be as difficult terrain. It quite, it's flat and
Hopefully frozen.
oh, it's absolutely frozen.
Yeah.
Wow. I
At
mean,
least on the surface. There may be some water running underneath.
Yeah.
But yes, that looks like well, if we need to go there, then we will go there.
Thank you.
and as we,
I'll-
when we pass through Bryn Shander, we can drop off. Go to the temple to complete that.
yeah, go talk to Copper.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think Fiona asks, is talking to Rowan and just saying, it seems obvious you've gotten yourself, mixed up in some big things. Not that I ever expected any different from you.
Well, to be fair, not intentional.
Well,
You could have gone home anytime you like.
you could stop if you wanted to, but I wouldn't ask it of you because I know it's in your nature. After all, it's in my nature too. But I've had my time. It's your turn now. I just want you to be careful.
Well, to be honest, I don't necessarily know if I will come back from this, but it seems that this is again beyond that. With what we've seen from the Frostmaiden, but also the things that we've uncovered, we have to see this to the end. I mean, uncovering the Duragar, also finding out that this winter is not eternal. It doesn't have to be this way. We have to finish this.
It can't go on much longer the way it has been. It'll be just the end of 10 towns and everyone here. And who knows if it stays here.
In our journey south, we do have something we need to parse off to a friend, or a couple of friends actually, that could help stave off the Frostmaiden, but I don't want to say much more because already we brought too much trouble down on Lonelywood.
I trust your judgment on that. You've got some good friends that they'll watch your back.
Yes. I question their faith and belief in mummies, but
I have every belief in mummies. It's
Yes.
just what I believe is not good.
tell you, next town, give me a mummy-sized trench coat.
Well, I suppose there's another chance for that if you come back for the full moon.
Yes, we definitely will be back because I feel like we need having something that can grant us answers is definitely a boon in this event. Especially, we need to find out where certain people are. Let me write that down so I don't forget when we do come back to ask that question.
Sure.
How long will it take us to get to Id Ascendant?
Hang on, let me,
At least another 2 weeks of playing time.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, what time we've got,
So, hang on, I'm adjusting the calendar because you are now 1 day past full moon, or for new moon rather, right? And so Bryn Shander, let's see.
it's about a day's travel to Bryn Shander, as I recall.
Yeah, let me pull that up. So Lonelywood would be, where are those travel times? Okay. So it's 2 hours to Tourmaline. And then Tourmaline to Targos is 4 hours. And then I believe it's another 2 hours from Targos to Bryn Shander. So that's going to be 8 hours. And then to go that distance, let's see, that's 2.5. So that's about 15.5 miles. And so I'd say you would be able to go, I'd say you'd be able to get to that point, the point where the 10 trail meets the river. I would say you'd be able to do that in a second day.
Okay, so
From there, though, you're at overland travel times, which is half a mile per hour, I think, was what we
And
established,
we're
right?
trying to get to that place down at the very bottom of the. Are we trying to?
Yeah.
We're trying to get to Idasant or
Yeah.
Carpet?
Well, so Ascendant is where Iggy wanted to go. And
Okay.
so that's another 9 miles overland. So that's going to be either 2 long days or 3, 2.5 if you don't.
I think 2.5 is a good plan because then we're not arriving there at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and we're not camping out too close to it.
Right. So there would be time if you don't stop off and do too many other things. There would be time to make it back to Lonelywood in 2 weeks if that's the plan.
Yep.
If we survive.
Yeah. So is that the plan then?
Yep.
All
Yep.
right. Well, I mean, you're in the morning right now. It is, everything is kind of a little extra muted and quiet from having, a blizzard's worth of new snow on it, big drifts here and there. But
We put on our snowshoes and get on the way.
all right. So we're not going to have any random encounters while you're staying on the roads.
On the roads.
So you would be, going to Tourmaline, then down around to Targos. Then
Past Targos.
Past
Targos.
Targos.
Yeah. Although you guys
Yeah.
are tougher now than you were before, but up to you.
We're not ready to knock over a town.
Sure.
Now, Bryn Shander is where we were given the task from the guy at the church, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Yep.
So as you would be arriving at Bryn Shander through the north gate, there's the North Look Tavern and Inn where you had stayed there. And then there's also the House of the Morning Lord. Yeah. House of the Morning Lord is where you met Copper, the gnome, who asked you to check on his friend in the cabin.
Yeah.
And did we already inform him or not?
No,
Okay,
we
how
haven't.
you-
This is the
how-
first time we've been back.
Then we need to do that.
Yeah.
So you would be arriving at the end of the day, but you could certainly still go over there.
Yeah.
Fair.
I think the earliest is the best. So
Yeah. So put our junk in the
Yeah.
inn and then head over to the
and
house.
I will stay and try to find a place where I can keep Lila without freaking too many people out.
Yeah, I
A-
think
and-
that you're there's like we've established before, the gates are not guarded per se.
Right. But I
But
don't go in unnoticed.
yeah, certainly this town there's a lot more of people reacting with more not panic or anything like that, but people concerned, certainly going
Crossing
their
the
way.
street to avoid us.
Yeah, and you definitely suspect that like North looks not going to let you bring him
No.
in there.
Maybe. Hey, stay. Maybe make
Hey,
it.
we could stay at the East Wing.
Huh?
It wasn't that the East Wing was the bed and breakfast by the East Gate when we were
Wasn't it
spying
the
on
East
Suffolk.
Wind? The East Wind was the East Wind, right?
Yeah, the East,
East
Wind.
Wind.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was
That's
gonna
all
say, or you could make a little camp near the Chewinga hangout.
Wasn't that in East Haven?
No,
Yeah,
it was
that's-
here.
No, it was here.
It was.
Here.
It
Oh,
was
you're right,
like
yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, it's more over here, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
And there was a little like a couple of trees.
Right, that's
and,
right.
Yeah. So I think what we'll do is kind of make a little camp there, and see if anybody wants to try to roust a Goliath and his pet owlbear from sleeping in public.
Yeah. No, I think that that like it's a more uncomfortable night for you,
Right.
but no one bothers you.
I mean, I've been sleeping outdoors practically my whole life, so
All right.
Okay. All right.
and
So,
you know,
are we going to the House of the Morning Lord before
It
sleeping?
sounded like you were that. It sounded like that.
yes, but
Yeah.
that's the plan.
All right. So you make your way to the House of the Morning Lord, and it's sort of this converted house, as you may recall, near the market square, and the sanctuary is empty for the moment, except for the priest of Aminator, the named Mishan, who's the the human priest of the place there. You don't see Copper at the moment, but Mishan looks over to you and says, "Oh, I do recall you came through not too long ago. Is that right?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
I hope that you have been finding blessings on your journey so far."
We have actually, quite literally.
Oh?
Yes, is Copper around?
I believe he's asleep, but I could knock at his room.
Yeah, we have news of the task he
Of
sent us.
course. She goes and back into one of the back rooms, and a couple minutes later, kind of rubbing his eyes, this gnome who you met before, who, if you didn't remember, he walks around in this fuzzy suit and hood that makes him look like a teddy bear.
Uh-huh.
The hood has the ears on it and everything, and so he apparently wears that. Like, he either wore it to bed or he put it on to come out and talk to you. But yeah, he's kind of rubbing his eyes and just says, "Oh, hey, I remember you. Were you able to get up past up to the cabin?"
We did, and well, we have some bad news about your friend.
He kind of just sits down on the floor and sort of nods. You get the feeling like he's not really shocked, but it's not
I'll sit
good
next
news,
to him.
right?
I pull out the materials we got from the the plans.
He's
so-
he's surprised to see all that, but he's like, "Oh my, you got all of this from the cabin?"
We got
Yeah.
one thing out extra, and I will pull out the item.
Yeah, his eyes go wide. He's the third ring. He put the third ring in, like I suggested.
Well,
Actually, we did. I'm not sure of the mechanics of it, but the lack of the third ring, your friend died. I guess it overloaded and burned.
It needed the third ring for control.
I knew it was too unstable without the third one, and I had hoped that he would take my letter to heart and put the third one on there, but now I'm just wondering if I should have stayed and made sure he did, but this is my fault.
it wasn't your fault. You you can't control someone's ambition or their drive to achieve a goal. You should be happy for him. His creation, or the creation that you two made together, works. This thing worked.
It worked?
Yes.
Or a 5-mile radius. There, we could
Increase
control
the weather.
We could control the weather.
Yeah.
He
Or-
starts to cry, and you get an impression that it's kind of happy, sad. It's really all in there, you know.
Wilfred
Yeah.
will put a hand.
But we need to talk a little bit seriously, though. You need to be careful. Upon completing this and seeing that it worked, the Frostmaiden sent enemies to try and to kill us because of the creation of this. It's an affront to her.
Oh my. I hadn't thought that would. I guess it makes sense in hindsight. I would have thought that, like, you know, isn't it enough for her to just make it cold everywhere else? Like she has to make sure that no one else makes it warm either.
That's the point. The fact is that you're willing to try and think of something to make it to go against her ability to control the weather wherever she deems it.
Well,
And you didn't even make it that warm.
I think you could have, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I could have made it very warm, but I didn't want to cause floods, even temporarily.
huh.
Yeah. From the melting snow.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, we weren't. I can't believe. Gosh, it certainly puts a little bit of a ethical conundrum into our original plan to sell them.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we were going to sell them like not as like just like, you know, the cost of materials and labor, right? I mean, because like it's for the good of everyone, but I guess it's not as much for the good of everyone if it makes the Frostmaiden attack you when you use it.
Yeah.
But I think also because it doesn't last, so I think if you could find a way to make the changes either permanent or exist as long as that thing is active.
Or
Because,
make it have multiple uses.
yeah,
Hmm.
then
I,
but we do have a friend who's interested in these things if you need an assistant.
Oh,
I think she would be very interested in this, actually.
who is it?
Um,
Yeah. Oh, what was her name?
Danica.
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 She's,
In East Haven.
yeah, she's
Um,
a researcher in East Haven.
So there's a moment where like he's like, really interested. I'm interested, and then you say Danica, and then there's a little bit of his face falls and just like, yeah, I know Danica.
Okay.
No, like no, she's fine.
that says so much.
It's okay. I don't want to say anything bad about her except that I think in my past experiences with her, I found our working styles to be incompatible.
Okay. That is certainly.
Now that
Legitimate.
said, I mean, if how long are you staying in Brinchander?
Not long.
not long.
Just over there.
Yeah.
Now, I would be happy to make copies of these plans, and if you want to share them with Danica, that would be fine with me. I mean, I think the more people, especially now that we have, you know, demonstration that the prototype works, the more people that could be looking at these problems, the better. And I know that this is her field too, so I would be happy to have her also working on this, but in a different place than where I'm doing it.
Okay. How about we do it this? How about we do this then? I know it's going to take some time to copy those plans, and we are leaving in the morning, so
Yeah,
we're going to have to come back through.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
done?
sure. Like, if
So-
no, I can work through the night. If you want to just come back in the morning, I'll have a second copy for you.
Well, that's what I was trying to say is, don't do that, because we'll be having to come back through Bryn Shander after we get finished with
Oh.
this other thing that we're doing tomorrow. So, take your time, do it right,
Okay. Well, yeah,
and we'll stop back by when we come back.
I can definitely appreciate the idea that you don't want to make a mistake on something like this. Obviously.
My thing is, we don't technically have to take it ourselves. We could have a courier deliver it. I mean, it
Well,
may
that's
take
true.
a while.
Well, I guess I didn't know where you were going. So, I mean, if you want
Yeah,
to
we're
just
not
leave the
going
plans
to.
with me, I can certainly arrange to have Danica sent a copy.
Yeah, that would probably be better because we're heading
heading
towards
south.
home.
Thank you so much for doing all this. And just one more question. What was it quick?
Yes.
Yes,
It was.
it was very quick.
It would have been pleasant, but I'm sure it was quick. And
Did,
I saw him find his piece.
really?
When I used it, I saw an image of him, and he passed, and he was joyous as he passed on.
That means so much to me to hear that. Thank you. That was... Peace was not something I think he ever had when he was alive. Thank you. All right, so, do you want tea or something? I don't think I'm going back to sleep tonight.
That's understandable, but we've got a long day ahead, so we'll...
Okay, well, thank you so much. And like, if you ever need anything that priest services, so to speak, I can't do that stuff myself, but I got an in with this one, so
we appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah, definitely. And even as though it's dangerous, like, someone's got to try to make this better.
Absolutely.
We are
You know,
That's our hope.
if you could keep your eyes open and your ear to the ground, and maybe there's a person who is good with healing that is looking for an adventuring team.
Yeah,
We're a little short on healers.
Well, Michonne can heal, but she's pretty busy running the house here.
No.
So
yeah, no, we wouldn't ask that of her, but a cleric or someone who...
well,
is looking for a little
adventurers pass through Bryn Shander all the time, so I guess I'll pay attention.
Thank you.
Good to know.
And if you meet any other like gnome or halfling sized people who you think would be interested in my line of snowsuits, I'm always looking to like expand the market.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. If you make child size, maybe the speaker in Lonelywood would be someone to correspond with.
So first of all, the speaker in Lonelywood's already a halfling, so.
I know.
there was those
No,
kids-
but I mean, but for her kids.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I see. Like, I think when you say that, you watch the gears turning in his head, and it's really like it's the very first time that it ever occurred to him that you could make different sizes. And he just kind of gets a faraway look for a moment. And he's like muttering to him, just like, how would like proportions? I guess would be different. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll say good night. And
Indeed.
All right.
Some
Everyone
rest
else,
before-
other than Marcher, heading back to the North Look.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Would there be a place we could buy a healer's kit here? Even if
Yeah.
Or two.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
there's-
maybe the skill to use it.
well,
Who's got the highest intelligence in the party? I think that's the attribute none of us have got.
I've got a +1, so
I have +2.
Okay, then you're the guy.
So yeah, you can buy a healer's kit at Black Iron Blades.
yeah,
And just standard cost, or
10% discount.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, because you helped them. Yeah. So basically, with a healer's kit, though, you don't need to check. It is a leather pouch containing bandages, salves, and splints. The kit has 10 uses. As an action, you expend 1 use, and you don't have to make the check, the wisdom check. That's how healer's kit works. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So yes, you can buy some of those. But are you otherwise going to have any business here in Bryn Shander, or are you moving on in the morning?
Oh, yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on.
All
We have
right.
places to go.
Oh, I meant to put us on the Icewind Dale map. Okay. All right. And so another day while you're on the 10 trail, you make your way up to about where that river intersects, about where you would be starting to head off road, so to speak, and that's about a day's travel.
Okay. All right. So now that we're at a place without a whole bunch of listening ears,
Yes.
because I don't.
Merchant looks around. Looks pretty clear to me.
Two words. Mind flayers.
What is a mind flayer?
It
Yeah,
is.
would we know about those?
Yeah.
You know,
That's. I mean, I'm just assuming right off the top of my head that aberrations aren't the kind of thing that Goliaths run into a lot.
yeah, I would say anyone with history can. You know what? I will let anyone if they want to make a history check if you feel like maybe you would have heard about it.
I think any person who's studied magic would have heard at least some tales of it.
Oh, it's possible anyway. But it sounds like Aule has heard about mind flayers.
I have traveled a lot in the realm, so I've heard about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I got a 24, so
Yeah.
Ithalids? I say to Iggy.
yeah.
What did you say?
Ithalids?
Isn't it Illithin?
Illithids. I must be
Illithid.
Illithids? I'll blame it on Ollie's accent.
Squid faces.
Yes.
Goblins, Duergar, dragons, and this also.
Yes.
Will the afflictions never end?
No.
Well, hopefully, if we can kill them fast enough, then this affliction will end. It's just they're
brain-eating aberrations
hmm
with psionic powers
yes, they are.
and amazingly dangerous.
Yes, they are very dangerous. I barely escaped from them with my life.
So what you're saying is they've taken up residence here in Icewind Dale.
And they are a major threat.
Well,
As I
sooner we
recall,
get
they
to-
like the dark.
and also
it is
taking
mostly
up
dark here.
residence is like I don't want to step on what Iggy would say, but I think you know that it's. I mean, what happened was you were in. Like I do. I mean.
Yeah. What I'm basically going to tell them is, my secret is that I had been captured by them, and the Hexblade made them crash here. So where we're going towards is the crash site of their vessel that was traveling between worlds. I don't know how many survived the crash. I escaped in basically little more than a bathrobe and fuzzy slippers, and trappers took pity on me, kitted me out, and then escorted me to East Haven.
Oh, that explains the weird spells you cast.
But the escaping from the ship, I took the sword and we ran. So
Well,
This explains a lot about you. Now, I don't mean that as a pejorative.
No, I know that Ig has not. Or from Ig's perspective, I have not told you a lot about myself, but this is how I got here. And I do not want to face these things, but I also don't want them to completely corrupt and.
It would appear many evil
this whole
forces
area
are fighting to make Icewind Dale their own, and we're going to have to defeat all of them. Duragar, Mind Flayers, the Frostmaiden, whatever else comes out of the ground.
So where did you come from? Like,
I was from another plane of existence, and I was exiled and captured by the Mind Flayers in my exile.
Ow.
do you mind if we ask what plane?
there's this place called Barovia.
It was not Barovia. It was not Barovia. I am familiar.
Okay.
I am familiar with Barovia, but it was not that one.
I all of a sudden I can't remember the Heroes of Legend continent name.
Sakamian?
Sakamian, yes.
No, it wasn't Sakamian either.
Damn it! We want to connect these things together.
Thematic resonance denied.
Yes, no. Hold on a second. Let me see.
Oh, you're looking up what the plane was?
What that plane was.
I mean,
Yeah, it's I can't say its name. Not now. Maybe at another time.
Okay. Perhaps after we defeat them?
Perhaps.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
on that note,
Dun, dun, dun.
you all make preparations to camp for the night because you know that tomorrow you will be heading off-road once again up into the mountains, over the river, and through the woods.
To the Mind Flayer's corpse we go. Hopefully.
Crash site we go. Yeah, to Mind Flayer's crash site we go.
Yeah, and so that's probably a good place for us to stop tonight.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we'll leave it here for now, and we'll be back next week for more adventure in Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Yay!